Hey everybody, welcome back to Hex Token channel, a live stream number 2. Your host, Superman, of course. Great to see everybody back, of course. PulseChain's coming, so we're just ramping it up here today. Of course, we've gone through the two main things. That's what we're going to do today. Gone through the bridge. So if you haven't seen the first live stream, we've come back round. So we've done lots of videos, come back. We've done tutorials on the PulseChain and the PulseX bridge and the PulseX exchange. And we've done a lot of videos and then come back round again. Hit these up as well as new people come in, new videos for them to look at. So if you want to look at the PulseChain bridge, check that out in the first live stream. And of course today, in this one, we're going to look at the PulseX exchange. So we're going to go through all the features. It's going to be really cool. It's always good to come back to a refresher. Obviously, a lot of new eyes now coming into PulseChain and PulseX. So this is good for you as well. So awesome stuff. We've got a lot of other stuff coming up. Of course, we've got all the prices of Hex, Hedron, Maxi, PLSD. We're going to look at the Maximus new dashboard. So for those of you that did the minting phase for Maximus, you got your Maxi token, you'll be able to see your share of the Maximus treasury. Pretty cool. We're going to check that out. Of course, we're also going to look at the big Hex stake that's coming out. This is the biggest one. And of course, really probably the last of the big ones for a long time. And of course, we're going to look at that later on. And finally, we're going to end up not only with that, but we're going to also look at Rackham as well. If you missed that earlier today, we're going to go through that. So quite a lot on today. Hope you guys enjoy the session. First half, PulseX. Second half, a lot of those specialty topics. We'll get into that. Woohoo! That's I think the audio's up and running, so going good there. And let me just get the old alignment there on the channel there. We're going to get into some of the comments first before we get into the PulseX tutorial. Let's go. And we've got Hex first in there. Hex Force in first again. Man, you're always in first. You are doing pretty well lately. It's been smashed out of the park with that one. Woo-hoo, but he's still excited. That's the key thing. Tapprin's in with the rockets and the money bags as always. So you know there's a good vibe in the chat when Tapprin's in there. It's always at the best emotion, as it were. So very, very cool. The other thing, of course, we've got Nebulous in there. Good evening, Hex Token. How will PulseChain protect itself from NFT bots like the ones that brought down Solana for 7 hours? Well, haven't been looking at that particular exploit. But all I'll say as Nebulous is that PulseChain is a fork of Ethereum. Ethereum code is hard tested, it's battle tested, and has its own mechanism. So that's all I would say. The Solana network is based on a different contract series, and of course is based on time rather than block confirmations, and of course uses proof of history to do that. So it's quite a few different there. Obviously, Solana's got this, I think it's something like 50,000 transactions, something like that per second. So it's a pretty powerful blockchain, but it is relatively new technology and has its own issues in terms of getting attacked. So I haven't read on the specifics, but really that's probably the key thing. I wouldn't be worried too much. PulseChain is a first system stake fork of Ethereum and has all the hard, battle hard tested chain that Ethereum is. So all good. And don't forget that PulseChain, unlike Binance Smart Chain and other chains, PulseChain has a lot of the latest code. So Pulse BSC was missing a lot of the code. We have a lot of the code up to pretty recently. So that's really, really cool. So looking good there, Nebulous. I wouldn't be too worried about that. David's in the house. PulseChain coming soon. Absolutely, David Gomez. J-Pon in the house. Yeah, boy. Hello to all. Woohoo! And the other thing, of course, is with bots attacks, though, we could get some issues around the gas fees. That is always a potential. We will keep a lookout for that in the future. That's always a possibility. All right, Morris is in the house there. Woohoo! Good to see you, Morris. It's now. Hit that likes button, folks, and join. Support Superman and for the super effort. I appreciate that. It's now. What else we got? Yeah, definitely join the Discord. Discord is going really well. What are we up to? 298 people. Woohoo! You guys did it, man. You did it. We're two away from 300. Maybe you could be one of those last two to hit 300. That is our next target. So definitely get into Discord, and it's great place to be. All right, let's jump back into the chat there. Just previously, Blobfish is in the house. Hey, Blobfish. Hex Token is a machine. That's right. That's how we roll on this channel. It's just going to be, if you think I'm a machine, wait till PulseChain and PulseX launch. It's going to be like a flaming super machine for sure. And Sam is in the house. Hey, Sam, good to see you. Lots of emojis. I enjoy the show. I will listen to my early morning routine. Nice one. Appreciate that, Sam. And Ryan's in there as well. Hey, Ryan, what's up? And Vince in there too. What's up, family? What's up? So pretty cool stuff going on there. I've got to watch that movie again, to be honest. Yo says, Young Kim, I saw someone tweet about Pulse won't require you to buy a lot of them to swap, so it won't be effective as ETH because the fee is cheap. What do you think this will do to the price? Well, that's actually the people will be able to accumulate a lot of the Pulse. So a lot of people want to accumulate it, and the market's going to pay a certain price for that accumulation. That's how I look at that, Kim. Obviously, it's not going to have the high price of Ethereum and therefore the high value turnover on the chain. So that's not the issue. I think it's really the fact that it's the native token of the Pulse chain, and people want to accumulate a lot of volumes. And of course, only a few people have Pulse at the moment in large quantities. Those are the people that sacrificed. And of course, that's probably around about 12.4 trillion in the hands of the public, excluding the Origin account, and maybe another 3.2 trillion, maybe in the AMM bot liquidity pools when it sets them up after harvesting. So, we might have 16.5 trillion. A lot of people are coming in. That's inside, 50,000 wallets. And then we've got all these people coming in. They want to get Pulse. So you can imagine, as I say, we could see potentially hundreds, if not thousands to one wallet ratio. And that's a pretty massive demand. Obviously, we also got a lot of whales that weren't able to sacrifice for Pulse chain. Maybe they weren't aware of it. Now they're aware of it, and now they can sacrifice, and so they can bridge stuff over or have stuff copied over on the Pulse chain airdrop, and of course, they can be able to ratio trade. So there's lots of unknowns there. I'm talking about probabilities or possibilities, so we will find out. But I think there's a lot happening in that space. Thank you. It's now and Hex Token says Nebulous. You're welcome. And Benny Blinkers in there says you are the best, man. Your consistency is awesome, mate. Appreciate that. And Francis, I love Jesus in the house. Woo-hoo-hoo. Hello, all Hexicans. Love it. And Benny says you motivate me the way you always stream so consistently. I appreciate that, Benny. Hey, your words really matter to me. So when I hear them, are really cool. Now that's just the way we go. We're going to rock it. And this is we try to keep this a family channel. It's open to everybody. And of course, there are entertainment channels out there amongst content creators, and people can go and get that content. But this will just be one of a couple of channels where you can, just be a bit more family oriented, as it were. So hopefully something for everybody though as well. Sandeep says, "Oh, woohoo! I got a Sandeep. Nice. I think we're jumping through some of those, and kind of makes you think less and more. Yeah, that's true. All right, so let's get into it. And here is PulseX, folks. I'll leave a timestamp after the video once it uploads a little bit, and it takes about 7 hours for a live stream to upload properly on YouTube. So just remember that. So PulseX is going to be basically the exchange on PulseChain. It's probably the biggest one, and of course, it's a bit like Uniswap on Ethereum, where you can swap tokens, you can provide liquidity for trading pairs, you can take those LP tokens that you get from that and go to yield farms and earn extra incentive tokens, things like that. That's kind of the idea, at least that you can do on other dexes. And of course, you can, it's a bit like that. So you basically stuff like it's got a few extra features, probably more like Pancake Swap in that regard, where you can earn extra stuff on the LPs and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. But basically, for the basic function is like Uniswap in terms of having the trading and liquidity provision features, and a bit more like Pancake Swap with the yield farming, LP incentives, and one-sided trading, one-sided staking pools, things like that. So pretty cool. And it's going to be exciting, man. It's a huge thing. And not only that, it's going to have superior tokenomics. It's going to have a buy and burn function. That's a public call function. And of course, for every $1 billion traded through PulseX, in other words, we could potentially have 5,000 to 6,000 trading pairs, maybe up to 10 or more thousand trading pairs active on PulseX, because PulseChain itself is super cheap and super fast compared to Ethereum, which is expensive and slow. And of course, man, when the gas prices are high, you have a failed transaction, you'll be, you'll probably be swearing a little bit because you could end up paying a lot of money. Now, we had this big NFT raise, I think it was the other side, Metaverse, and they had to pay about 2 ETH in transaction fees just to get into the get it processed. And some of those transactions failed. So some people were probably paying 1-2 ETH in failed transactions. Could you imagine it? That would probably make you pretty unhappy. But it probably also puts a price floor on some of those NFTs that they were trading there too. So it's pretty interesting. Anyway, that aside, I don't want to get lost in that, but it is going to be pretty amazing. Super cheap, super fast on the Pulse chain. And of course, it's going to be everything Ethereum should be, because it is the first system state copy of Ethereum. And PulseX is going to be a super DEX, a super decentralized exchange. Like I say, $1 billion of trading volume will basically be about $700,000 of buy and burn. And of course, that's every single day. So pretty amazing. We don't know what the trading volume will be, but we have a suspicion that it could be very, very good indeed. So that's a bit of an introduction to PulseX. Now, obviously, you can do yield farming on here. So we're going to just have a flow down now. The tokens that get copied over from Ethereum onto PulseChain are called PRC20s or PRC 721s or PRC 1155s. Basically the same contracts, but just with the P in front for PulseChain. And that's what's going to be traded on PulseX. And so it's going to be pretty amazing. Now, here's probably the key thing to remember. PulseX will have a 0.29% fee that users pay on every swap. So that's, you're wondering how the 1 billion comes into play. Well, if you have $1 billion of trading volume, you're going to end up with some huge fees from that point of view. And that's compared to a PulseChain itself, which will be relatively low. As we pointed out, the Pulse price and the gas fees will make that relatively low, at least to start off with. Over time, as congestion comes into the chain, that will slowly rise, right? So this is less than the current rate on PulseX is going to be less than SushiSwap, Trader Joe, QuickSwap, and Uniswap. So very competitive on the trading fees there, already winning, and we haven't even got into the good stuff yet. 76% of all trading fees could be distributed to liquidity providers, and of course, we're going to see tons and tons of liquidity providers coming over, potentially hundreds of thousands of them. It's going to be pretty amazing, not just from Ethereum, but all the other DEXs and stuff like that. They're going to come because the incentives are so good. And of course, this potentially the biggest yield farming in crypto history. It's going to be amazing. Match that with the biggest airdrop in crypto history. You'll be able to do yield farming with half the pair free, which is pretty amazing. Maybe the whole pair free if you're matching up the right pairs. So it's going to be amazing. Now, here's the big deal. Of course, this is really what makes it pretty exciting. Now, PulseX was the total supply is fixed at the beginning. It was given out on a sacrifice to PulseX sacrifices, maybe about 150,000 wallets. And of course, that was incredible. And so we could expect about 17 trillion PulseX tokens to be in the market. And of course, that's going to be decreasing over time with the buy and burn. And we've got about 21% so 0.29% is the percentage of fees. Out of that, 21% could be used to buy and burn PLSX. And of course, that's going to be in play. That equates to about 0.7% percentage points in real terms. So you take 0.29%, times it by a 0.21 percentage, and you get about 0.07 percentage points. So it's very important there. And of course, this is going to reduce the supply of PulseX over time. So there's a bit of an introduction for you folks. Hope you guys like that. There's also going to be 0.1% of the trade value goes to an address you have no expectations of, which is probably pretty much the the team that's running it or the founder or something like that. So there we are. We have no expectations, but there we are. So that is kind of the base idea there. Like I say, AMM bot is going to, when PulseChain launches, AMM bot is going to harvest all the DEXs around the place, make the biggest yield farming on PulseX. It's going to be a lot of fun. So those are the two key things to remember. The fee, the buy and burn, and of course the AMM bot at the beginning will set up liquidity pairs. It's going to be amazing. All right, so that's an introduction to PulseX. Let's get into it. And of course, we're going to jump over to PulseX exchange here. Links are in the video description. And of course, there's other links there as well around PulseChain and of course Hex as well. So here we are on PulseX exchange. You can see this looks like PancakeSwap, but it's rebranded, of course, with PulseX. Got a few differences on it as well. And of course, you can see the ratio here between Pulse, the native token on PulseChain. Of course, mainnet has not launched yet. We expect it maybe 50% chance on mid-May or 75% chance a week later. So that's pretty much how that's going to roll. So it's getting close indeed. And of course, here we are. We've got a pair here, PLS for the PulseChain token and a PLSX for PulseX token there. And they're trading here together. At the moment, we can see the current ratio is 2.91 PulseX. That's the native token of the exchange versus Pulse, the native token of PulseChain itself, the blockchain. So very cool at the moment. So that's where it is. And all you have to do to trade is you just need to put in the token that you want. You can search for the token. You can use the contract address as you do on Ethereum and other DEXs. And of course, you can select from your portfolio if you've logged on. So the first thing you need to do, of course, is I'm going to disconnect here. The first thing you need to do is connect your wallet. Pretty much that. And of course, you can choose all these different wallets here. We've got more as well. Trust wallet there, very popular, and other wallets there as well. So you can use any of those. I'm going to use the MetaMask, which is a pretty common one. And of course, there we are. It's just logged on there already. I can actually go in there and see my wallet balances. and it should give me some balances there. I can also view them on PulseScan, which is the block explorer, but like Etherscan or BSC scan or Polyscan, just like that. And I can see those balances. I can also copy the address of this wallet, and I can also see recent transactions if I had any. All right, so you can see that too. That's all up in the wallet there. And of course, I can disconnect my wallet if I want to. Always recommended when going to a site to disconnect afterwards. Just a basic safety protocol does reduce some issues there potentially. Now, the other thing, of course, at the top here, we've also got what do you call this? The cog here. I guess we call this the cog. And of course, in here, it's got some global settings. So we've got the transaction speed in Gwei. So just like you would be familiar with on Ethereum in Gwei there, you can see there's a little question mark there. Adjust the gas price for your transaction. Higher Gwei equals higher speed equals higher fees. So just a basic formula. I think we can all relate to that. Now, it's defaulted on standard, but you can make it fast and you can make it instant there. It's got 4, 3, and 2 for the Gwei there. So that's what you can do. The slippage tolerance here is 0.01, 0.05, and 1% for the price slippage. And you can see the little mark there. Setting a higher slippage tolerance can help transactions succeed, but you may not get a good price. Use with caution, so to be careful with that. There's also transaction deadlines here, 20 minutes maximum there. So you can see that your transaction will revert if it's left confirmation for longer than this time. In other words, it's not going to happen. The other thing, of course, expert mode there. I wouldn't use this in most cases, but this does open up another feature, but we won't talk about that at this stage. But it does allow you to send, if you do a trade, to send tokens to a particular address during that trade. So that's kind of a cool feature. But once again, you don't need to have that on there. It will allow high slippages there. So that could, if you're in a very badly traded token, that could actually really be financially detrimental to you if you get a super bad rate. And of course, I probably wouldn't put that on there. Strongly suggest that. Also, disable multiple hops there as well. You can only restrict your swaps to things that have direct pairs rather than going from one pair to another pair and getting out the other side to the token you actually want. You can just restrict that to direct pairs only. So you can just toggle that on and it will go green. That means that'll be on. So cool. So that there is the global settings there. And of course, you can just pretty much use the default. It's pretty good there as well. Like you probably 0.5% is the default there. So you can just use that. That's typically what you'll see. Those two things as the default there. Just leave them as they are in most cases. You can change the language, of course, to the language that are available. It's pretty cool. Lots of languages there, so you can change that. And of course, you're going to see the native token on the exchange PulseX price at the top there. So pretty cool. 0.00494 on the testnet. This is just fictional. Nothing of these values are real until PulseChain mainnet launches. As I say, maybe 50-50 chance of mid-May, maybe 75% chance of a week later. So basically late May is the case there. So cool. That is that. The other thing, of course, you've got the swap ticket here in the square box. And of course, you can hide the graph there on the left-hand side, or you can toggle the graph on and you'll see the graph here. Very, very cool. You can actually see the time zone, of course, 24 hours, 1 week chart, a 1 month chart, obviously depending on when the token started, how much data is in there. Obviously, if it only started a couple of days, you're not going to see much there. You know, obviously the date at the bottom, etc. You can also change the ratio around. So what this ratio means is that if you had a number 1 on this side, Pulse is 1 Pulse. And of course, on the other side, PulseX is the other token. And of course, what this is saying that 1 Pulse is worth a 2.93 PulseX. So that's how you would read that. 1 Pulse equals 2.93x PulseX. So basically a ratio of about 3 to 1. And that's what it has. So if you reverse that around, you're now going to have 1 PulseX equals 0.342 Pulse tokens. So you're only getting, for 1 PulseX, you're only getting 0.34 of a Pulse token. So obviously that 3 to 1 ratio is still holding there. So very cool. So that there's pretty much the chart. And of course, you can toggle that off and you can just have the swap itself if you don't want to look at the chart. But of course, we'll keep it on there. And of course, here we got another one here. We got recent transactions here. So if you want to see the recent transaction button, you just click that little circle. The other thing, of course, you've got your global settings here again for trading that we've already looked at the top here. So that's the same thing as that one up there. And of course, once again, we've always said you can either search for a name or paste in the contract address of the token that you want to swap there. pretty easy. So the first thing we're doing, of course, is trade exchange. That's what we're looking at. That's the first major feature. There are 4 major ones. We're going to look at that one. And of course, you can do a swap there. So we're going to swap this around. We've got a lot of PulseX in here at the moment. And of course, this is all pretend money, but it's worth about $2.3 million. And of course, we can buy some PulseX with that. We're going to do that. We're going to buy maybe, we're going to spend maybe just a little bit of this. So we're going to maybe see maybe 25 million. 25 million PulseX, maybe a bit more, 250 million, 250,000, sorry, 250, 2.5 million, maybe 250 million, that's quite a bit there. So we're going to send 250 million PulseX, and of course, is that 250 million? I'm just going to manage that, 25 million PulseX, sorry, and we're going to buy this much Pulse there. We're going to hit the swap there, and that's going to start the trade. Now, at the bottom, of course, we've got the price impact there. You can see the question mark, the difference between the market price and the estimated price due to trade size. So obviously the bigger trade, you're going to be able to, the bigger trade you have, the more likely it's going to move the price because you're just influencing the market. Remember, these liquidity pools are based on a formula that Uniswap uses for version 2, which is X times Y. Those are the 2 tokens equals K, and it always has to stay constant. The K always stays constant there. So if you take more of one out, in other words, the one that you're buying, and you're putting more in, in other words, the ones that you're using to buy it, then you're going to trace that ratio around. Now, okay, that's pretty cool. Now, if you want to see more on that, definitely check out Top Gun Hex does some really good stuff around that formula if you want to learn more about that. All right, cool. Price impact there. And of course, the minimum received here is going to be 8.5 million Pulse. And of course, liquidity provider fee here, $352. Of course, we did talk about the fee. That was about 0.76% there, or equating to, as we see here, for each trade, a 0.29% fee is paid, 0.22% to the LP token holder in percentage terms, and 0.07% towards PLSX buy and burn. So a really lovely breakdown there of the fees, and that is in there. That's what that equates to in absolute dollar terms. So pretty cool. Once we know all that about everything that's on this form, we can click the swap there. It's going to give us the trade, the output estimate, all the details that we had before. And of course, we're going to click confirm. And of course, it's going to open up the MetaMask. You can't see that, but it's going to open up MetaMask. It's going to cost a fraction of a Pulse, 0.000662 Pulse, or test Pulse in this case. And that's not a lot at all. And of course, you can add the PLS token to your MetaMask if you don't have it. Of course, I already have added that, so I don't need to do that. In other words, you don't have to import the token. It's got a button there. It will add the token in for you so you can see your trade. If you don't add that into your MetaMask wallet, you will not be able to see it in your wallet, but you will see it on the blockchain. Remember, everything is recorded on the blockchain, just like it is on Ethereum on PulseChain. So cool. All right, so that's pretty neat. And of course, you can go to your wallet at the top there, and you should be able to see. There we are. The PLS balance went up. That's perfect. So that's what we wanted to see. Very cool. Recent transactions. That's our recent transaction. Very cool. We can clear that too if we want. And there we are. We start off again. So very, very cool. You can see the Pulse there now in the wallet. And if I open up the MetaMask wallet, you will be able to see that in there too. So this is a pretty thorough tutorial on this. You can see now we've got all that T-Pulse in there. I had very little T-Pulse. I think I had next to nothing T-Pulse in there. But now I have a nice 8.5 million T-Pulse in there. And of course, I can do, I don't know, am I going to be able to do millions of transactions with that? Probably. That's a lot of T-Pulse for that. So obviously, over time, as the chain gets more congested in the years to come, things might change. But at the moment, it's looking beautiful. All right, so cool. Let's get back here. So that is how you do a trade. And of course, you can hit the arrow button just to swap around. So here at the top one, that's the one you're going to sell. The one at the bottom is the one you're going to buy. That's how simple it is. And you can flick those around and swap that around. That's awesome. So that is the trading. Pretty easy. The second one, so that's the exchange there. Pretty easy to do. And of course, the second one is liquidity. Maybe you want to provide liquidity so that people can buy and sell these tokens. Maybe that's what you want to do. So all you have to do is you can add some liquidity there. Click the add button. And of course, then you can select your tokens that you want to do. And of course, we're going to do PLS. You guessed it. And we're going to do PLSX because we've got some of those tokens down. We're going to hit the PLS balance here. That automatically updates our balance of PLS over here, but we don't want to spend it all. So we're going to take some of that off because we need some for gas fees. So we're going to do 854430 and leave us a little bit of Pulse there for the fee. Just remember that. And of course, the rest of it, we're going to need to use 2.5 million PulseX as well. So when you're doing V2 version liquidity like Uniswap, you have to have a 50-50 amount. So you have to have 50% of the value in Pulse, 50% of the value in PulseX, or whatever two tokens that you're using. So you can see that the dollar value of this equates 12,316, 12,316, and these are the relative token amounts. So pretty cool. At the bottom, of course, we've got prices and the pulse share. And of course, on the left here, we have PulseX per pulse and pulse per PulseX. So it's really just flipping around the ratios. We saw that when we were trading. Remember, those were the numbers that we saw. Now, we're not putting that much money in, $12,316. It's going to be less than 0.01% of the whole pool. So a very small a fraction of the pool. Remember, these pools are very large. Often there'll be hundreds, if not billions of dollars in these trading pools, particularly for the leading pairs like Pulse and PulseX. Obviously, some of the smaller projects, this $12,000 might be quite a bit of liquidity, maybe 1% or 2%. But in these big trading pairs, it's just going to be a small fraction. Now, at the bottom here, it's got a little question mark here. By adding liquidity, you'll earn 0.22% of all the trades on this pair proportional to your share of the pool. And of course, fees are added to the pool, accrue in real time, and can be claimed by withdrawing your liquidity. Now, that's what we're going to earn. That's the incentive for going in liquidity here. This is the first one. And of course, don't forget, when you provide liquidity, you may face impermanent losses. And of course, and one can argue impermanent gains as well. Depending on how the two tokens move together, you might end up with more of one token than the other. And that's when you get some permanent losses or gains. So just take that into account. Now, I have a whole video on liquidity providing on PulseX. It's an introduction, including a good website to manage your performance. In other words, you don't have to do any of the maths. It will do all the calculations for you. So that's really cool. Check that out as well. So that's on this channel under yield farming. So very, very cool. Let's jump in. We're going to supply this tokens. And when we do this, we're going to get a new token issued to us called an LP token or liquidity provider token. This is the ownership token. This says that we own this liquidity that we just put into the pool here. And it's very, very cool. So we're going to click the supply on that. Here is the PO tokens. This is the new token that we're going to get. Woohoo! We love this. 1,459,000 of these LP tokens. We're loving that too. So we're depositing this much PLS, 854,000 PLS, and we're also depositing 2.5 million PulseX. And these are our ratios at the time. So just remember that. And of course, the share of the pool is 0.0006559. So really small amount of the pool is being supplied, but we're going to do it anyway. Confirm the supply. Waiting for transactions. Going to pull up a MetaMask ticket, and of course that's going to be processing. It's very cheap to do. 0.00089 is the fee. Really cheap. We're going to confirm that on the Pulse chain. We can add their PLP to the MetaMask there. Now I have already done that for this pair. I've done this before, so I'm going to leave that off. And of course we can see our transaction there. Beautiful, and that's on that token, so we can actually see the transaction complete there. We're going to go to our MetaMask, and we can see we added liquidity. That's the ticket that we did. We added liquidity, so awesome stuff there. And we can view that on the blockchain on PulseChain Testnet V2B. This is all the details. Look at that. There's our PLS being debited, our PulseX being debited, and there is us being credited the PLP tokens, which is the Pulse liquidity provision token. And of course, there is the buy and burn. Woohoo! Remember, 0.7% in percentage points of that 0.29% fee on the trade goes to buy Pulse and burn Pulse. And of course, that ends up going to a wallet, and it gets as a callable function ultimately. So very, very cool. That is how that works. So we're enjoying that. And of course, that is our trade. Now we've got LP tokens, so let's go see those. We're going to click that off. Obviously, that's the transaction on the MetaMask. We're going to go to the assets here. And of course, we're going to wait for that. That's not pulled out there, but we're going to wait for that. Here's our PLP tokens. Remember, we got 1.5 million PLP tokens. That's our token, LP tokens. And we can then take that and earn more fees. Not only are we going to earn the 0.22 percentage points of fees on PulseX exchange, we're also going to take that and be able to go to the farms. This is our third big thing. Remember, there's 4 big things you can do at the moment. This is the third big thing. We're going to hit the farms and take our LP tokens, and we're going to be able to go to the PLSS pool. You can see there's other pools here, and of course, when PulseX launches, there'll probably be a lot more others there as well, like tons and tons and tons. So cool. We're going to go and stake our PLP. We're going to click the stake there, But before we do that, we're going to look at what we're looking at here, the PLSX, PLS pair. We've got the APR, that's the annual percentage return. And of course, this is different from the APY or annual percentage yield. Annual percentage yield is a compounded return. This is kind of like a flat return here for a year. And of course, it's 263% there at the moment. Of course, this is this testnet. We don't know what these APYs will be like. I suggest that maybe over time they could potentially decrease. But once again, there's a couple of factors going into that play as well. The other thing, of course, is at the moment we can see there's $3 billion of liquidity in this trading pair. That's why our $12,000 wasn't that big, because we were putting it in with the rest of this stuff, $3 billion. So you can see why we were at 0.0006 percentage points of the liquidity, very small. Now, we haven't earned anything yet because we haven't put our stake LPs in. We're going to do that. And of course, we can hit the max button there with our LP tokens. We've got 1.5 million tokens there. Hit the max button, bam, that's all we do. We've got annual return on investment here at current rates, $314,000. We've got a calculator here, and of course, this is giving you an indication here. I'd be very careful with these particular calculations, but it is, modestly useful. It does have my balance. We're going to click my balance there, and of course, it's going to give us an indicated rate here as well. We're going to get some tokens, so pretty neat on that one. All right, so let's close out of this, and we're going to go back from the calculator there. We've got max there, and then we're going to hit the confirm button and go for gold on that. That's going to open up us a new ticket. And of course, this is going to deposit. This is a deposit ticket. And also, once again, only going to cost us 0.00075 test pulse. We're going to confirm that. And of course, that is submitted. So you can see that pops up there. Very easy to do. And of course, we're going to click out of this token here. And we're going to wait for that to process as well. So there we are. That is processed already. We're going to go onto our MetaMask. You can see that staked. Your funds have been staked in the farm. Woo! We did that for sure. Got a shout out for that one. And we're going to look at our MetaMask and see the transaction. This was our transaction, the deposit. We can see that on the blockchain too. And pretty easy. So that hasn't confirmed yet quite on here. Always sometimes is delayed, but that will confirm in due time. And of course, we're going to go back to the MetaMask, close that down. But that deposit has been completed. We can see that on the UI. We go to the assets, and we can see that PLP token that we had, 1.5 million, has gone. It's been taken out of there, and it's been put into this this farm here, and it's staked. So that's where it is at the moment. So very, very cool. Worth $24,631. Like I say, check out the yield farming video I did. Very comprehensive, and of course, it has a cool website called I think it's Vision APY, and of course, they can manage all your calculations for impermanent losses, for your profits, for your fee earnings, everything all done in one place. Pretty neat service there as well. So check out that. I actually might post that in the video description after this live stream just to help you out with getting to that video, if you're watching this afterwards. Now, we're going to earn an incentive token. This is the incentive. So not only are we earning fees in the liquidity pool, remember 0.22% percentage points of the fees traded, but we're also going to be earning incentive tokens now on top of that inside this farm. So two passive incomes in there. The only offset, of course, is impermanent losses. And of course, that is less if you've got two tokens that tend to move together. Then should be not too bad. But once again, if there's a lot of variability, you could see some impermanent losses on that. It may net each other out, of course, as well. So you have to find out what that is. Now, we've got incentive earned at the moment. We've already earned 15 cents. So that will start to earn more incentive tokens. And of course, this is a deflationary token. And of course, the emissions are likely to decrease over time. And we may even get a bit more information about this token in the future. So stay tuned for that. But it's pretty cool. What happens once we earn a lot of incentive tokens, we can actually click the harvest button. And of course, that would end up taking the incentive token and putting it in our wallet. So we're going to let that just accumulate for a little bit. We'll come back to that incentive token and we'll harvest it later. But next one, we're going to go to the pools. And at the moment, there's no pools at the moment operating. And what these are third-party projects that want to come and airdrop some tokens to cool holders that own or hold PLSX, and you'll be able to stake with those pools. We did have one that finished, and it was called the party token. You could earn the party token there, and of course, you could stake in there with your tokens on the PLSX. Now, this has no liquidity provision risk. You're not providing liquidity, so there's no impermanent loss issues. You just put in your tokens and you earn tokens. It's pretty easy. We can have multiple projects here that you could stake PLSX and earn tokens. We might have one, we might have none, we might have 5. It's all sorts of things could come in the future. The other thing, of course, is that we might be able to stake other tokens here and earn different party tokens as well. We might be able to stake Pulse here or things like that, or maybe Uni token, or who knows. We'll find out, but it's going to be pretty interesting. No, not Uni token, but we'll definitely have a couple of good tokens that might be earning airdrops. Who knows? But that's what we could have. And how's that decided? Well, we have a voting here, like a DAO. And of course, if you're holding PulseX, you'll be able to vote on this. And of course, there's going to be the core team. This will be like the core team giving proposals about projects, and of course, the community as well putting up proposals. You can see a lot of ones here: PulseX staking, PulseX, ENS names staking, stuff like that. There's lots of different things that you can do. Multi-bridge ramp. Still lots of stuff here. Some of these things are made up. Some of these things are real. But that people really want to have happen. But of course, this is only testnet, so you can easily make a proposal to put the title in, put the contents in, all the details here as well, and then you can make that happen, add that to the opportunities there. So it's going to be pretty interesting to do that and so forth. So that's a quick run up on that one. And our final thing, of course, is we've got voting, and we talked about the buy and burn. So all the trading, of course, that goes on the exchange here. Like I said, 0.29% is the fee, and out of that, 0.7 percentage points is going to be a buy and burn, which we love. Of every single transactions, as I say, we could have millions of transactions a day going through PulseX, and of course, imagine that could be absolutely massive upside value. We know that Ethereum's doing about 1.3 million transactions on their exchange. We know that Polygon's doing about 3 to 4 million transactions per day on their chain, and of course, Binance Smart Chain doing about 5 or 6 million, and of course, many other chains doing a lot of transactions. So also the DEXs doing a lot of turnover through DEXs. So there could be a lot of transactions going through here at that 0.29% fee. And of course, every single trading pair that's on there, maybe 6,000 trading pairs, maybe a lot more. Every single trade that they do is going to be going to buy PulseX here. This is the principal native token. It really is one of the very big things that makes PulseX so much special, and of course may rival the value of the PLS token on PulseChain over time. So this could be the first super DEX in the market that actually challenges the native token, and we're going to see that play out. It's a lot of fun, lots of cool things to see with that. So that's pretty much how that rolls. And of course, we can then go to the burn function. And this is the cool thing. This is really cool because it's a public callable function. And of course, you can see at the moment 35.4 billion is burned already. We're going to scale it up there. 35.4 billion PulseX has been burned already, which is amazing. Remember, I said to you that there'll probably be about 17 trillion in the public's hands, and that's private investors. And of course, that's going to be a huge burn every single day, burning around potentially $700,000 per 1 billion traded. Obviously, we don't know how much is going to be traded through PulseX, but we'll find out soon enough. People have pretty high expectations that this will do super well. Obviously, combined with PulseX, the biggest airdrop in crypto history, the first system state fork of Ethereum, biggest yield farming in crypto history, including V3 liquidity, and of course, the fastest way to mass adoption through the bridge. You can imagine the probability of having high volumes go through PulseX is a very good chance of that. And of course, a lot of whales are looking forward to adding value onto the chain as well. So it's going to be fascinating to see that. Obviously, we can, if there was LP tokens, we could select one of those. There's none here at the moment, but you can select them, and then you can also earn a bounty. It might be a few dollars, might be a few cents, but you can burn that too, and you get a little bounty for calling the public function. And of course, you help the whole ecosystem and increase the burn. So it's pretty powerful stuff. And of course, finally, we get to the info. This is the last thing on PulseX that we're going to come up to. So you've stayed this far. And of course, this is the overall results. What's going on overall with all these thousands of trading pairs? This is where the detail is going to be here. We've got liquidity on the left side. This is for every single liquidity pair. Gives us all the full details. We can see how liquidity was back here on testnet was only under $100 billion. And then suddenly, bam, went up to 15 billion. That's a 15x right there. And of course, at the moment, it's currently sitting about 8.45 billion. This is just testnet. We don't know what the value is going to be. I imagine it's going to be absolutely stellar. We're looking for it. There's not many people playing around on testnet here. And of course, in reality, we're going to see potentially hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people going through PulseX at some stage. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so cool. We got the volume on the right-hand side. Once again, I said to you, if we have $1 billion of buy and burn, we will get $700,000 per billion. And of course, you can see that we on the testnet here, we've got 4.69 billion. So that'd be 4.69 times $700,000 of buy and burn a day. So you can see how it really adds up there. Obviously, if we get a modest, maybe we will start off PulseX, might start off really low. Maybe it starts off at 100 million and then it starts building up to the big numbers. But of course, have high expectations that we're going to get pretty good results straight out of the gate because of all those 4 things I said earlier before about the biggest airdrop, first system state copy of Ethereum, biggest yield farming, and the fastest way to mass adoption through that bridge. Not to mention all the whales that are hunting around. So very, very cool results there. Obviously, we've got the top tokens as well. This will show you the performance of the top tokens in terms of price, volume, liquidity, and of course, you see Pulse at the top here on this one at the moment. Actually, surprisingly, Hedron's there, number 5, PulseX, the native token for the exchange, and you can see a testnet price there, and Hex there at $4. That'd be pretty handsome. A lot of people are pretty happy with $4 Hex there, and of course, so on. So you got a couple of pages there. We're going to potentially have thousands of trading pairs trading on here. It's going to be so much fun. And of course, the top liquidity pools as well. So lots of cool details there. And of course, at the bottom, you always see the transactions here, what people are swapping, the latest swaps, the latest liquidity adds, and of course, the latest liquidity moves, what people are putting into the pool. The other people will be buying and selling, and you can see all the timestamps there from when that occurred. So pretty neat, and there's multiple pages of that. So if you want to understand what's happening with the liquidity pools, well, that's a place to go for that. The other thing, of course, is you can separate that up by pools, and you can also save your favorites at the top under your watch list, which is pretty cool. You can also do that with your tokens. You can see I've got a couple of tokens there on watch list, and also there's top movers panel here as well, moving along as well, telling you what the latest and greatest top movers are. So maybe you might want to grab some of those or keep an eye on them, that's for sure. You can jump into a token. Let's go to Hedron, and of course you can hit the star if you want to save it to your favorites. Hit the star on the right there, and it goes orange or gold. And of course, you can then go back to your tokens, and you should be able to see Hedron there as well. Just like that. How easy was that to save your favorite to your watch list? Very, very cool. Now, I've got that blowing up, of course. Could probably have it at a different scale, but I've just blown it up for you guys to see that, and it's looking pretty good. You can also search the pools, and that way you can just paste in a token name or a contract. Should be able to find tokens and pools in there too. As well. So pretty easy, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed that. That's pretty much a summary of PulseX. And of course, in the future, we will not just have exchanges with trading. We will probably also have limit orders, which means that you'll be able to set a price. If a price hits a limit order, you'll be able to sell at that price or buy at that price. Also, you'll be able to probably have stop limits. In other words, if a certain price gets reached, you'll be able to trigger a limit order after that. So a stop limit, you hit a certain price, then it triggers another limit order with a different price, and you sell or buy at that price. So that will be coming. Now, also in the future, we could have a lot of things like aggregation, compounding, lots of these features. So aggregation, in other words, spreading your buys or sells across multiple peers for that same token, or compounding, basically being able to compound, auto compound your yield farming, for example, or potentially also margin trading could be down the pipeline as well. So lots of added value stuff. And of course, that stuff would also challenge a lot of economic activity on centralized exchanges. So PulseX Dex is looking hot to trot, and not to mention a lot of other things coming down the road, like potential MetaMask wallets for PulseChain, PulseX, and of course, even by the founder, Richard Hart himself, and other founders like Internet Money. There's lots of products going on to PulseChain that are going to complement PulseX. So it's going to be a mad place of awesomeness, as we say. So I love mixing a negative and a positive there together. But that's how exciting it's going to be. And I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. This is pretty much on PulseX. And once again, watched earlier today's video on the bridge. The first half an hour is like on the bridge, and watch this one here is on the PulseX exchange. Those are the two things you should really be familiar with when PulseChain launches, because it's going to be crazy times. This is the first system state of Ethereum, and that's a big deal. The biggest airdrop in crypto history, the biggest yield farm in crypto history, and the fastest way to mass adoption. And there are a lot of big whales invested in making this successful. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see. And you guys are here relatively early. Like I say, it's probably only a few weeks away. Let's hear from Richard Hart himself about the time frame at this stage. So he's the founder, Richard Hart, and of course, let's see what he's got to say.
It's basically like the final step is like staging to where you practice the things that need to happen for mainnet, and then see if you can get anything to screw up, and do that over and over again until it's going to be fine for mainnet. So we're not in staging yet, but we're getting close. Like Sac totals it's looking really good. The AMM bot now works against basically all the Uniswaps, which is nice. What else? Is that it? Yeah, so like it's DevOps, which is making the launch stuff work right. And then AMM's pretty much done. Well, I got to analyze what AMM did. So we still have to see what the outcome of the logic has done and make sure that it makes sense. So now, I mean, mid-May, we're targeting it. I'm 50-50 mid-May, 75% a week later, maybe. I don't know. I think we could do it. It's really, they're unknown unknowns, so we're close. We're running out of stuff to do. We're really running out.
So there you can see that we're very, very close, probably just getting the hardware, getting the launch phase staging ready, and a lot of the other stuff looks pretty good. The V3 liquidity harvesting, the sacrifice balances, so looking good for a potential May launch. So very exciting to see that. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Second half of this live stream, of course, is going to be about the prices at the moment for Hex, Hedron, Maxi, Maximus's latest dashboard, which is really cool. PLSD token, of course, which is just flying at the moment with the price. And we're going to also look at the big stake coming out on the 9th of May coming up. And, of course, talk about that as well as Rackham's latest tweets that we talked about earlier today because they're pretty exciting too. So hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's get on to it. We're going to jump over the Hex price and pull it up at the moment. Let's have a look where we're at there. I'm just going to make that a big screen. Boom. There we are. So 17.4 cents on the Hex. We're going to leave it there for a minute. We're going to get into the chat, catch up there as well. So let's get into some of the comments. Let's have a look at Kiwis can fly, says Morris. That's true. That's true. Not technically true, but it is true in this channel, that's for sure. Mark Hunt almost be fitter in his prime. That's funny. AK in the house. Hey, AK up and to the right on fire. Great to see AK in the house, and a big woohoo from Francis as well. And Penny Blanco as well. So cool. Jumping through a couple of these. Definitely smash the likes out. We've got 74 people watching. Do smash the like. It's easy to do. Just go beep and away you're done. That's kind of my new sound effects lately. Product reviews in the house. Such a good idea up against what's it? Old Grandpa ETH. Yeah, PulseChain is well needed, and DB agrees with you there as well. What else we got going? We got Hex Hodl in the house. Hey, Hex Hodl. Woohoo! Yeah, Hex Hodl's been killing it in the markets these days. So big shout out to Hex Hodl on that one. And what else? It's now quit all the other issues. Yeah, that's true. We're going to jump through some of these. What's up, family? Human Hex Trafficker in the house. Good to see you. Let's have a look here. We got J-Man in the house. Woohoo! What else? We got Part Hexcellence in the house. G'day, all. Good to see you. And hello, everyone from J-Man. Gonzo Hops in there as well. Hi, all. Hex Hodl says Hex Late Show is in 6 hours. Gonna nap soon. Set an alarm for 4:20. That's crazy awesome. So good on you, Hex Hodl. PulseChain coming soon, says J-Man. Absolutely is. Hit the like button. Definitely smash the likes. 57 likes. We can do better than that. Definitely smash that likes. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, because we've got so much good content coming down the pipeline. All those watching that have not liked yet, jump in the chat. Let's hear from you. Absolutely. Wake and bake for it, says Hex. It's now. Good morning, trendsetters, says Finbear. Just jumping through some of these. We're going to go through. Imagine jump through some of these. All right, let's go through. Jack Maggard's in house, looking for everyone. Nice. Let's go through some of these. Tortoise Johnny's in the house. Woohoo! Good to see Tortoise Johnny. AK says RR bullish. Rackham Rochelle bullish X tweet. Yeah, he is super bullish. We're going to talk about that later. Up and to the right, that's for sure. It's really great when you see one of the very biggest whales in the sector on Hex and PulseChain, PulseX, being super bullish. Ryan says so many LP opportunities to come. Absolutely, Ryan. We've only got just a taster of things to come for sure at the moment. My family made a Twitter, says Tortoise Johnny. Hey, now that Elon Musk is going to try and make the platform neutral, I think it's a good time. You can get on there for sure. Davis is in the house. Super sticker. Woo, gang from Davis. A big bow down to Davis for the super sticker. Much appreciated. Much love out to you for that. and I appreciate the support. That's another, well, people say coffees, but I do have these instant coffees, so it's just like, that's not too bad. Torch Johnny, good man. Yeah, absolutely. What else we got going there? CMA's in the house. Can you show a bridge transaction and what the faucet for Rinkby? That's in advance. Hey, CM, I did a whole video. My first live stream today is on the bridge. We did step by step. It's really easy to follow. We did a very good video there this morning, so go check that, CMO. That's the previous video before today on the bridge. We covered all of that there. Check it out. Pulse Abides is having a sacrifice for his token. Says Tortoise Johnny. Yeah, I don't really like Pulse Abides. The concept, I don't think it's great. I think you've got a much better probability of getting in many other of the projects, particularly obviously Richard Hart ones. That's not one I just looked at it. I didn't really like that at all. Buybacks and burns is up and to the right. The other thing, of course, is you don't know whether the channel's going to get rugged by YouTube, which happens quite a lot, unfortunately. So jump back here. Hex Token Rock says Hex Zillionaire. I appreciate that. Hex Millionaire is a killer handle, says Tortoise Johnny. That's pretty funny. And it is a cool name, that's for sure. Let's jump through some of these. We've got what else we got? Davis in the house as a new member. Woohoo! Hey, welcome, Davis. Go do the bow down. Go do the bow down to Davis. Welcome to the channel. This is my tradition on this channel. And don't forget to use the emojis, David, as well. And also, Davis, and also get into Discord here. And we've got 298 members. 300 members is our target. Get in here. And of course, you also get a Hex token purple titled there as well. Standard members are in blue. So definitely awesome. Welcome to the pack there, Davis. This now says, woohoo! Yeah, absolutely. Hit Greenie in the house. The new Greenie says it's down up. Absolutely. And what else we got going? Davis says, I was hoping Kraken was still available from back during PulseX, lol. What else is let's see here. We're going to jump through some of these. Let's go over to that. Let me find. Let's have a look through some of these. I think that's cool. We're going to jump into some of this as well. I see Maximus in my MetaMask wallet, but no price shown, says Fat MC. Yeah, I think someone else raised that, so we might be able to talk about that later. And what else? We got PLSX bot says Twitter 35 billion. I think we saw that. Michael's in the house. Michael Freeman hi from Dublin, Ireland. Good to see you, Michael. Welcome to all those people in Ireland. Don't forget to onboard people, Michael. It's going to be a chance of a lifetime. And YouTube, that is hilarious, says Tortoise Johnny. We jump through some of these. What else we got? I'm 40 minutes behind. Really? Am I that far behind in chat? 5:54. Not too bad now. Let me just go. Awesome, Superman. This is awesome. It is awesome. I'm excited. I'm running out of chats to chat soon, folks. Let's go under a couple of others here. Brazolji's in the house. Boop, boop, says Brazolji. Maxi token is trading nicely. I hope it proves to be fun to arbitrage trading against Hex price, treasury price, and for LP opportunities. Agree. 4,000 subs. Congratulations. Tortoise Johnny says absolutely. We're trying to hit up to 5,000, so definitely subscribe. Smash that subscribe button. Do it. And of course, smash the like as well. We're trying to hit to 5,000 subscribers. And so far, we've got 63 likes. So definitely smash the likes and the subscribe button. Hit the bell for future videos as well. Smash the like button. Yeah. Hodl Generations out. What's up, great people, says Hodl. Good to see you in the house there. Vince is in there too. Let's get another poll going, says Vince. Let me know what poll you want. I'll do a poll. Just let me know what it is. I'll do a poll, that's for sure. AK says people are forgetting that there will be other bridges and we might get instant cross-chain connections. That's true, AK. And I've talked about that too. And that's why I did that introduction to bridges, because I think there's probably a reasonable chance we will get cross-chain swap bridges straight into the game. So AK is onto it, man. The other thing, of course, Erwin says, good morning, evening on Nick, on night there from Erwin. Easy peasy, says Tortoise Johnny. Nice. Right, let's just jump into it. Let's get back to the Hex price. And don't forget to get into Discord. We're going to go to Hex price here. Currently 7.5 cents. And of course, we got this little sell here earlier. I'm not sure what that was. We got a little sell here on the just a couple of hours ago, but we're covering back. That's how strong we are at the moment. I think we're covering back here. Let's change our lines. We've got our this yellow line is a 20 cent target, and of course we thought we were getting pretty close at resistance, but we did call this resistance and we've got that right, and it's come back down. And of course now we're trying to edge our way back up here. Now let's have a look. We're going to take this away. This top one line is gone because that was broken. This one here is also broken, but we're going to just move that down. That's also broken. We're going to move it down and see where we go. So we're going to actually take that angulation and move that down to the other ones. We've got 2 touches there. That's a pretty good place to be. So we're going to keep that. Actually, we might take that all the way up to the next high there. So 18 cents. So cool. That's where we're at the moment. Let's see if we can keep this angulation. What's the importance about the angulation of momentum? Just gives us an idea of how fast this price chart might go. And at the moment, we've got a pretty good angle there. So I'm feeling confident. Hope you guys are too. 17.4 cents. Hopefully it doesn't break down too much further. Just bounces up and starts to move up again. Challenge this old 19 cents. We want to get to that 20 cents. Of course, we've got a few cents to go, but you know, Hex can move 4 cents. And of course, we can get past 22 cents. That's our next target. We're going to jump over to the DMI on the daily. Let's go to the daily results. That was the 15-minute chart. You guys are wondering, what is that chart? That's a 15-minute chart. Yes, that's right. So all those candles, all 15 minutes. We're going to zoom in on this one and take that up in there. Woohoo! We're going to spread that out. Spread our wings, as it were. Spread our wings. And you can see we busted out of this ascending triangle, and we broke out of that a couple of days ago. We've been in there for 222 days, but we are free. We are free to fly. We're free to fly. Like the flying kiwi, we're free to fly. So here we are at the moment in here. And, of course, you can see the lines in there at the moment. And, of course, we're busting out. So next target is this one, 20 to 22 cents. And if we get over that, we'll be in this trading range between 22 and 28 cents. That's kind of where we're going to live there. And, of course, the next target after that, 28 to 30 cents. Bust through that, and we're going to be in between the 30 and the 35 cent mark. This we could trade in there. Very, very cool. So cool. We're going to take that off there now. And bam. And then, of course, we've got the third target up here is up at 35 cents to break past there. And, of course, away we go, right? Away we go. And so far, we're actually not the screen uptrend here. It may very well happen here. We've got the 2 launch phases here, the 15th of May, the first blue vertical line here. And, of course, actually, I'll put that over there. And I've got the second vertical line here of the 22nd of May. So Richard said 50-50, middle May, 75% a week later is our second candle there based on Richard's information, as you saw in the video. So very cool. That is the Hex price. Cool. And we're going to have a look at the DMI. DMI is down here. And, of course, you can see the buyers are still in control. The sellers are not in control. The momentum is our friend. So we're still in a buyer's market at this stage. And, of course, we've got this timeline coming at the moment. The RSI is a little high, but not exhausted. So we could still get a nice move up onto the right there as well. So looking pretty good still. I'm feeling reasonably confident we're going to keep moving high here. And, of course, our time is getting closer, especially if Richard gives us some nice strong signals about the block height. And the staging for probably won't give us much about staging, maybe some basic stuff, but we're looking at that. Now, I'm not sure if he's going to give us anything more about the incentive token as well. That's something else I think that would be nice to have a bit more information about potentially. Obviously, one-sided staking pools. Remember, the Origin account controls the circulating supplies for both Pulse and PulseX, and particularly, obviously, PulseX for the DAO. He could do a no vote on things he doesn't like. So just remember that if something's really scammy, he might think, oh, well, what's the community doing voting for this? And you never know. Obviously, no expectations. Who knows? Maybe it's not Richard. Maybe it's someone else out there, right? That's the way it goes. All right, cool. Let's jump over to Hedron. Hedron at the moment at a 1200, not really moved from our last live stream. And, of course, it is in the DCA area because, obviously, we've had a massive 85% pullback. And let's have a look on that one. The launch phase is counting down too. So we've been down as low as 85%, 86%. We're now down 83%. So it's kind of in that DCA range. But once again, halfway down from here is, that's a big loss there. I don't suspect it will get down that far. 553 was the low. Way back on the first, was it day 6? So, yeah, I don't see that happening. But once again, not investment advice, just my opinion. The other thing, of course, we're in day 65 of a 100-day launch phase, but the actual launch phase day is day 66 we're currently in. So we've got 34 more days after the day of the Hedron launch phase. So we're counting down 2/3 of the way, baby. That's where we are, 2/3 of the way. And we're rocking it. Let's see how much has actually been claimed so far on Hedron. 73.9 trillion Hedron in play there, but most of it sitting in some of those very big holders there. Hex Goldwell, Hedron, things like that. I guess the Origin account, stuff like that. So cool. That is what's happening there. And of course, if you go to the Hedron site, you can actually see the actual days left, which is 4x bonus at the moment, 3 days and 17 hours to claim that on your Hex stakes. Of course, done through go.hex.com or through StakeWrap. If you're doing StakeWrap, you can watch David Fedder's video on that. That's a very good video. But after this, 3 days, we're going to go down to 3x. Next 10 days down to 2x. And the final day, a 1x. So that's how it rolls there as well. And once, if you want to claim your Hex stakes, you can claim the bonus. You don't have to mint your tokens. You can just claim it. And that claim will last the life of your stakes. But you have to do your stakes individually. And of course, they're called native stakes. These instant stakes are new stakes. And of course, they're done through the mechanism on Hedron, which is create an HSI stake. And of course, you can have this wrapped. You can have it as an NFT and sell it on OpenSea if you want to. But once again, there's a way of doing long-term stakes and having them tradable. A bit like just another different offering with different features compared to Maximus, which we're going to talk about next. The other thing, of course, is we're waiting for liquidations. It'll probably be a while away yet, but we did have a bit of lending up front in the first week. So who knows? Maybe in another, 66 days. So maybe in another 30, maybe another 50 days, we might see some liquidations possibly. It's always possible because maybe the pricing at the time was very high. Who knows? Maybe someone got off the wrong thing. I'm not looking for that. Obviously, I don't like people losing money or anything like that. But obviously, if it goes up to auction, people can then bid their Hedron on it. And of course, the winning bid, their Hedron gets burned. So that's a deflationary mechanism here on Hedron. And of course, they will win that HSI stake. Inside that HSI stake is that beautiful, beautiful, juicy Hex that will likely be staked for a very long time, maybe even up to 5,555 days, which is a pretty popular period as well. So that'll be interesting to see that play out. We will cover that. I am looking forward to it. The other thing, of course, is not only is there a launch phase claim bonus, there is what they call an AMR bonus. That's when over 50% of the minted tokens is borrowed. I don't see that happening for a very long time, but if it does happen, so we'll see about that. I don't think I'll be live streaming by the time that ever happens. That's my thoughts on that. Don't know what you think. Let me know in the chat. All right, I shouldn't laugh about things like that, but this is the way we roll. We're going to get on to Maximus too. Woohoo! Maximus, this is a cool one. Before we talk about this, we're currently at 17.61 cents on Maxi, and of course Hex is at 17.4. So Maxi's actually slightly better at the moment on the price. Let's jump into some of the comments there as well. I probably got a bit far behind. Let's have a look here. Yeah, not too bad actually. 5,000 subs brings us to the next level. Have all your friends and family sub people. Might change their lives if they do. Just saying, since now I like the way you think, Tim, man. That's really, really cool. Baltimore City's in-house. Any thoughts on Pulse LN? Yeah, Pulse LN is probably going to be okay there, Baltimore. We'll have a quick look at that later. I'll pull that up. That's a good idea. And what else we got here? Free Pulse IO. Yeah, I didn't talk about Free Pulse IO. I talked about it. I was one of the first YouTubers to talk about it when it came out, but I wasn't happy with their FP raise and the way they communicated that. I think people have to be very clear up front. I just didn't like that. I think it's getting more wide acceptance now, but I still didn't like the way they floated into that. And I'm still dubious about the use of funds for that. So yeah, that's my point of view. I don't want to be too critical, but that's some of my concerns. Let's say that as concerns that I have. You guys know that if you've been watching me for a while. Like I said, previous doubling RSI, we're always peaking above the 70 mark. We have gone into that territory since our top. If start going back into 70 RSI zone, moon mode says, okay, yeah, that's true. So now it says, how many regulars here are not on Discord? Join, folks. I would really like to chat with you all. Yeah, so definitely get into Discord. We got 298. If 2 more people, that's 300. And of course, this community is getting even more vibrant all the time. So just get into there, folks, on the Discord. Finally, we're going to get up to a couple more comments before we get into Maximus. Paul Strong says, I stay away from too many platforms, attack service and all that. That's true. And I almost threw my arm out of the socket just to get Twitter. Yeah, there, yeah. We're going to jump through some of those. Go Maxi clans. It's Mexican, absolutely. Lice says, I don't understand why so many people keep selling EHEX at this stage. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but that's what they do. And Pulse LN, his Lightning Network on ramp. Yeah, we have talked about that Baltimore. I will pick it up later. We will get onto that, but let's hit Mexican Hex and let's go. All right, so this is where we're at 17.61 on Maxi. And of course, we have got 2.1 million Maxi in the pool there, and $2 million, 2 million X, $350,000 in the pool there. And of course, we're sitting on $720,000 liquidity. Price is just slightly higher than Hex at the moment, 52 million market cap. Now let's have a look at the Maxi contract on the blockchain. We can see that there are 294,316,000 Maxi token in supply. This is a fixed supply, and this was based on a 1-to-1 minting. You put one Hex in, you get one Maxi out. So basically, people put in 294.3 million Maxi in, and they got Hex in, and they got 294 million Maxi out. Now this is an ownership token, so all the Hex that's in the Maximus stake is owned proportionally by the Maxi token here. And there are 5,347 holders of Maxi. Now, you can sell your ownership by selling your Maxi token. You sell it, and you don't own your share of that mega super shark stake. And it's pretty much like a 4x stake. Number 16 out of the top 95 sharks. And, of course, the 30th biggest staking wallet in the market there. So, pretty exciting stuff there. So, cool. Let us jump over to, I think we're going to jump over to the Maximus. Actually, you can jump on the holders here. You can actually see the holders rich list. And of course, you got 10 million there, 8.9. So lots of millionaire holders of Maxi. And I think we had 2 pages, if I remember rightly. That's 1.1 million there. Maybe we just had just over 2 pages. How many we got there? I think quite a few. So I think there's that's 61, 62. 62 people with over a million Maxi. I'm not sure how many trading pools are in here. 1 trading pool. Okay, there's another one there. I'm not sure what that is. So maybe 61, 62 people with over a million Maxi holding in their wallets, which is pretty badass, right? All right, cool. Let's jump over to Maxi. This is the latest and greatest. I'm just going to make sure I'm on Ethereum here. It's on the testnet. I'm not sure what that is doing, but we're going to smash the Ethereum here. We're going to refresh this. This has just been updated by the dev. And of course, did a live stream earlier today. It was really cool. I know that Alex was in there and a few other people, Craig Wadding and a couple others. It was pretty neat to see the dev re-update this dashboard. And basically now you can see your treasury value there, $51.7 million of value, 294.8 million Hex in there. Obviously, there was less there. As I say, there was 300,000 there, so it's already grown in Hex. The Hex has grown in there. Of course, your redemption value. If you had your wallet, you'd be able to see your redemption value if you are a Maxi holder. So if you're one of these holders here, you'd be able to see your Maximus balance. So that's pretty cool. The number of Maxi there and the percentage of the pool, pretty cool. I can't paste in an address, so I can't put one in there. Redeem for the value of Hex and Hedron. So that's pretty neat. I like that. And of course, this is the first version. I'm sure they're going to get some charts up in this as well. Backing per Maxi, 17.5 cents. And that includes 1 Hex and 0.71 Hedron. That's pretty cool. And of course, the Maxi price is on the market 17.5 cents there. So obviously, the backing per Maxi is going to go up and to the right. That is the treasury price per Maxi. And of course, versus the market price. So this could be a really cool chart over time. Once we start getting this moving on a bit, maybe they can do that soon and have a nice cool chart comparing these two. That's the one that people will be looking at. Obviously, the minting phase is over, and the current day, it got staked on day 880, and of course, the current day is 882, so it's only just kicked off, and of course, we're having a lot of fun there. I'm not sure if there's a few missing dates. These are probably legacies from the previous ones. They're not updated. The total treasury Hex there, 294.8, includes 509,000 Hex accrued. That's like one day, I think, so that's amazing. And of course, the total Hedron there, 210 million Hedron minted already. And of course, estimated total is going to be 1.1 after 15.2 years. So that's pretty cool. And that's at a 4x multiplier, remember, because they just got that set up just in time because the 4x multiplier on Hedron is still in place at least for another 3 days. 3 days and 17 hours. So that's really cool. The other thing, of course, is the total supply of Maxi. We've looked at that on the chain, 294.3 million. And the T shares of the stake was 42,104. Now, this is the cool thing as well. If you are logged on and you do hold Maxi, then it will give you a percentage of this T shares that are yours. So it's pretty neat. So they've individualized it, customized it to you. And that's the start date and the end date of the 15.2 year stake. Pretty cool with the contract there as well. They got the Maximus stake calculator. And of course, now at the end of the 15.2 years, 299, almost $300 million is the redemption value. That's pretty awesome. Currently, it's worth 50 million, as we say, so 51 million. And of course, it's a redemption value. This is very conservative in my view. Obviously, it will be subject to the prices of Hex and Hedron in the future, but the T-share payer is going to be up and to the right. And of course, this is now the biggest stake that is out in the distance. This is the biggest stake. I think I might have that sheet up. Let me just have a quick look. Oh no, not that one. Not that one either. Not that one either. Not that one either. That's too soon. So if we go all the way out into the future, have I got the stake in here? I'm not even sure I have. Not even sure it's that one there. So it should be that one. There's too soon. Let me check on the other chart, but that's coming up there. Let me have a look on. So on Maximus here. So that's cool. That's the value there, and the redemption as well is down there as well as calculator. So really, really cool. Congratulations to Maxi holders. That's a really cool update. Finally, we got PLSD Dogecoin, the meme coin. So it's Pulse Dogecoin, and $3.67, performing really well. And hey, how high can it go? And of course, it's going to get copied on the Pulse chain. So really, really impressive performance so far. $3.67. Looking really bullish. So that's pretty cool. Let's have a look here. We've got the market cap at $12 million, $390,000 liquidity. So performing very well. Now, I wanted to get into the Hex stake. Of course, we've got this big Hex stake coming up here on the, I'm not sure if we can get on that particular area. We're going to zoom in on this particular point here. You can see the Hex stake coming up, and we've got 1.1 billion Hex maturing on the 9th of May. That's our last big stake coming up. So that's a big deal. And we can then go jump to that here. I've isolated that here on Hex.vision, and you can see 1.15 billion Hex there, 157,000 cumulative T shares, including a few days before. But pretty powerful stuff here. We can actually see the address. The address is 1 billion Hex staked. It has got 147,000 T shares, I think. So I think that's what it's sitting on there. So pretty cool. We're going to jump over to the contract. Of course, this is the address, 6660. This is commonly known as Three Arrows account. So a big whale holder. In fact, one of the very biggest holders. And of course, Three Arrows, you probably don't hear their name very often because it hasn't been topical for a long time. But Three Arrows, this is typically recognized of one of their, they've got a couple of addresses. This is the main one here with the 66D. So massive stake. What they're going to do with it, it's going to be fascinating. We will find out. It's interesting that the timing coming out just before PulseChain. Who knows what's going to happen here? I suggest that they possibly might even split this up. Or leave it liquid. It's going to be interesting to see. Are they going to leave it liquid and ratio trade for Pulse? I don't know. It's all sorts of stuff they could do here. This is a wild card, folks. This is a wild card. We will see what happens here, indeed. Question mark over this one for sure. And of course, we can paste their address into hex.info, and we can see that they've got the big stake coming out now, but they've also got these other stakes coming out in the future. 2030 there, another billion Hex there coming out there. And of course, the total T shares they have 577,000 T shares. That's 5% of the T shares, or just over 5% of all T shares. And of course, we've got 10.6 million T shares. They got 577,000 here, and of course, 2.65 billion Hex staked. This is a juggernaut, and this has been tagged as Three Arrows account. So interesting stuff here. Obviously, I think it was March last year. Was it March last year, 21, something like that? I think they had a big stake come out. And of course, this is now they've got a big stake coming out now. And of course, we'll see what they do. This is kind of a wild card out of everything we know. So let's see what happens there. Once again, can be fun times are moving ahead. And it's interesting that the stake's coming out before PulseChain. It's kind of weird, but hey, that is just the way it goes. Definitely get into Discord, folks. Really, really cool. So talking about other whales, we're talking about 3 arrows potentially. And of course, Rack and Rochelle is in the house as well. So we talked about this earlier in the first live stream today on bridges. But this is a pretty cool post here. And we know we're so lucky to have such vocal super whales in the house. And of course, Hex at my projected $1.22, of course, is the projection there on the price. And we've got this on all time on the price low. And of course, he's assuming that the price is 7.5 cents at the moment. We halve that by 2 because we're doing, you're going to have Hex on Pulse and Hex on Ethereum. So you divide it by 2. That's what you got the 2 there for divided by 2. And of course, that would give you 8 cents. So approximately, give or take. So that's how we got to that. And of course, $1.20 divided by 8 cents is 15x. So you got a 15x potential upside on that. And of course, that's because there's 2 networks, right? So 15x on both networks, pretty awesome. Easy money, he says. Easy money and capitalization. Final shot below as well. And they got 20 cents here, gentlemen, I think. So maybe we might get, I'm not, that's the only part that's a little bit vague, but maybe he's talking about us hitting 20 cents. So there we are, done saying it. So he's got a few comments there as well. Can't wait to hear the stupidity that comes from this tweet. I believe Hex is severely undervalued. As simple as that, nothing more. People take it or leave it. I say the moment we bridge, in other words, talking about the big PulseChain bridge, if you haven't seen that video, check out the first live stream. That's a wrap. So basically it's game over. If you didn't get on board, you didn't get your ticket to the train, then you're going to miss out on the first class benefits there. If you got a first class ticket and got on the train there, because train's leaving the station, and when it leaves, man, it's going to leave. And all this quiet period now, like this with the low prices, it's going to be game over. So just remember that. Yes, nod your head up and down. Yeah, that's the way. So some cool stuff there. Very bullish from Rack and Rochelle. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Got this final one here. That was from the testnet there, so that's cool. I hope you enjoyed that. Some raucous commentary there from the good old Superman hashtag Hex Token. Lightsman says, I don't understand why so many people keep selling EHEX. Yeah, I think we covered that one. Jump back there too far there. Hex is an IQ test, says it's now everyone here has passed the test. Woo-hoo. That's a really good comment after that Rack and Rochelle post, that's for sure. So I'll leave that on there for the second. Actually, let's jump back to, let's jump through some of these comments. Katie says, nice. I'm just looking into Pulse LN. That's right, we were going to do that. Let me look at that. Once again, you've got to play probability on the projects. So be very careful where you're putting your crypto. If you could get a way better turn, if you're getting in a really niche project, chances are that that's particularly one like that YouTube one. I wouldn't do it, man. I mean, it's just the chance you're talking about. It's super risky, and you won't get the returns. Won't be that great. Really look. There's so many awesome opportunities we cover on this channel all the time. Definitely do your due diligence. Check them out. Just doing Richard Hart tokens is going to be mad crazy potential. Even Overwatch, they're talking about 11,000x for from the all-time low price of Pulse and 8,000x on PulseX. If you're going to go do some YouTube thing and earn some YouTube money off that, no way, man. You're not. It's not even a ballpark. You're not in the ballpark of the big X's. So you're likely to lose money. You're more likely to lose money than make money. So be very careful about that. Really am reiterating that. I've seen a lot of those type of projects. Just don't do it. So yeah. Once again, not investment advice. Do your own due diligence. But that's it. So let's have a quick look at the LN project. This one here has some potential, although I do think it's to be seen. I don't see it in the same category as liquid loans and things of the world, but it certainly is a nice little niche opportunity for LN, Pulse LN here. So this is one of the sacrifices. So we'll open that up. So the one we're talking about, the YouTube one here is Pulse Abide. So we'll have a quick look at that, even though I'm not, I think that's a really poor one. $430,000 for this one. So obviously people are excited about this, the Pulse LN bridge. So we'll have a quick look at that. And of course, they're doing a PLS BTC swap. I think that's a pretty good market. Obviously, you got to get the word out about this, but it could spread pretty fast once PulseChain's up. People looking to get BTC through the Lightning Network and into PulseChain. So yeah, that could be a good thing. Now, I haven't done much around the details about this, but here it is. PulseChain allows you to swap PLS and the Lightning BTC in less than 10 seconds for low fees, which is pretty exciting. PulseChain users can now instantly access thousands of low-cost services on the Lightning Network, including Bitrefill, Bitcard, Amazon, and Strike, and more. So lots of upside there. Users can finally instantly access PulseChain, the fastest layer 1 blockchain and the most popular high yield savings asset in the cryptoverse, Hex, and etc. So cool stuff there. PLN token. The PLN is a founders token that could accrue all swap fees from PulseM.com. PLN may be airdropped for free to certain PulseChain addresses. Now that could be pretty cool. So I don't know what that exactly means. That could be a cool thing. PulseX's automatic buy and burn function could use fees to buy PLN and from the PulseX PLS peer and burn it on a regular basis. That's good for your price for holding PLN. So obviously fees as well. And of course, this may cause constant buy pressure in addition to potential price appreciation from the underlying PLS. Like again, this is a niche project, so just remember that, but it has got a good quality utility to it. PLN's tokens max supply could be fixed at launch and constantly decreased due to the automatic buy and burn function, etc. So exchange listing of PLN on PulseX will ensure easy access for public. Obviously, that's going to be great, and of course, that in turn is going to reinforce buy and burn on PulseX as well, because there's another trading pair. All trading pairs serve to pump up PulseX, so cool. There's obviously the sacrifice details there as well, and on a testnet there, the Pulse testnet is live, so you can connect to that. It's got the details for that. Disclaimer at the bottom. So once again, you need to find out who's running the team. I haven't done any of that work. You need to do that. There is a Twitter account up here, so you can definitely follow that. They have 913 followers. It's relatively small, but still, it's something. And of course, you got the pair. So I actually like this. The utility is a really good idea. The profit sharing, of course, but once again, you got to compare the scale of this to the scale of these other things, right? So one of my key factors is how many people are aware of this and how many people will use it. So that's a really big one. Has the leadership delivered before? Are they doxed? Do you know who they are? All those sort of things. You're going to hand over money. You want to have a bit of idea. This project here has a very compelling use case in my view, but you still got to ask some of those basic questions when looking at it. So there we are. That's some cool stuff there. The other thing, of course, is they've got this other one here, Pulse Abides. And this one here, I would, so this is the one with the YouTuber. If I remember, I covered this the other day. I would avoid this completely. But once again, it's up to you what you do. But if you've got PulseX sitting around, you're going to go and invest in some YouTube random project. Of course, the channel might get taken down. The whole business model falls flat, right? So you just never know. And of course, how many people are going to be in this, how much revenue can be made, how successful it's going to be. Obviously, he's got a sort of a feeding loop on the tokenomics. That's probably the most logical thing to do. But once again, you're putting all this money over and then you're trying to get YouTube revenue. I mean, come on. I mean, it's just like, come on, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I would avoid this one myself, but once again, it's up to you what you do with your crypto. But hey, look at all this awesome stuff going on here as well. So, you've got other projects here, Peerlessly Speak, Chaos vs. Power City. Obviously, some of them are better than others just based on the utility alone. And of course, the leadership team, if you know much about leadership team, you have to make decisions about that as well. Now, it's one thing taking risks, but of course, you got to have a good chance of probability of success, right? So once again, think about all the factors that are going to make a project successful. It's probably my words on there. So cool. Hopefully that's a reasonable coverage of there. I'm not going to cover all these projects here, but I've talked about many of these before as well. So cool. Obviously, the only two projects I've sacrificed on this list have been Liquid Loans and Internet Money. So those are the two I've done. Obviously, I was going to choose between Internet Money and Power City and ended up going with Internet Money. So there we are. All right, cool. Obviously, if Richard Hart does a wallet, I'll be sacrificing for that too. And of course, he does have a dev on that already. So that looks like something that could be coming up in the future too. All right, so I'll have two wallets competing each other for fees, PLS fees. So it's going to be good. All right, cool. That is pretty nice there. What time is it? An hour and 24. We're going to jump over the Hex price there and get in there. Have we got a little pump on? Have we got a Hex token channel pump? I think we might have. Yes, we do. That's how we roll here. And that's on a 15 minutes. So we don't do hours anymore. We do 15 minutes. Look, the probability of having a green 15-minute candle seems to be a lot better. Hey, don't forget to get in the Discord, of course. Say hello. We really do want to get hits this 300. You make it possible. It really is going good. Now we've got YouTube shows with Jen Hex, Craig Wadding, does amazing panel shows with lots of great YouTube editors. We've got Heinz Crypto, does great individual content perspectives and stuff like that. We've got obviously shows up on Twitter and YouTube. We're going to have more content creators coming in here as well as a syndicated channel. And of course, we've also got useful links. Now, if you want to find links on everything, and of course, they've got general Hex links there, layman's guide to Hex, Hex staking, Hex audits, contracts, all that stuff. This is going to get bigger. It's going to be the ultimate library of links here. PulseChain, PulseX, Richard Hart, trading, all that good stuff. Hex derivative products, of course, the onboarding tools, Ethereum data, how big Ethereum, how many wallets, all that good stuff. Then it's going to be there. Video tutorials as well. Short video tutorials, 2 to 5 minutes. And of course, on the key things that you need to do on PulseX, etc. So I went through that today. You got cool little videos there as well you can share around, and it's going to be a lot more of that coming. And then finally, obviously, you can get into the general chat for Richard Hart tokens there, and price chats as well if you're into the price stuff there, price strategies, non-crypto chat if you want to talk about cars and rock and roll. And of course, then we've also got PulseChain projects if you want to talk about new projects, new airdrops, and ask, is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? What are the good pros and cons? You can get into new chat there, and of course, post the links if you want to post some links there as well. We separate the links out just so that the moderators can see where the links are generally accepted, okay. Sometimes they're a little questionable, or we just have to give a bit more time until we're happy that it's a safe sort of link. Also, if you're a Hex Token channel member, you can get into general channels there as well. And of course, you get special access to that if you're a Hex Token channel member. Cool. And you also get a purple name there. Standard members are in blue there, so cool. So 298 members. Let's see if we can get to 300. Definitely join up. The links in the video description. Rocking it on. And I think that's probably it. We're going to jump back to the Hex price. Coming up on an hour and 26 minutes. We're going to see what's going on in the chat here. Katie says Maxi is fun experiment. Woo-hoo. Yeah, it is. I mean, these are all new projects, all new tokenomics experiments, but they do seem pretty attractive to me in the way they've been designed. I think we're going to see a lot more, Hedron, Maximus types contracts coming out. And as long as they have got good devs and good design, I think they'll get picked up pretty well. And hopefully we'll get some good airdrops as well coming and play. We've had a good amount so far. Our meme coins are better than your meme coins, has told us. That's true. I like hating meme coins. That's pretty funny. T-Bird's in the house. What's up? What's up? What's up, T-Bird? And Todd says, T-Bird, what's up, dog? That's I love the slang adage. I only ever use Discord to play Dungeons and Dragons, says Tortoise Johnny. While there's tons of crypto projects on Discord, and so it's good that the fact that PulseChain and Hex have got a good presence on there now as well. We can't miss out on that major crypto platform, so it's a good place to be. AK says send it to $1.22. Reckon Rochelle. Yeah, that's true. He could do that if he wanted to, but that's not how they play. AK knows that. The big whales have strategies in place for managing their forms. He's making a lot of big deals at the moment. Looks like he's going to try, because the best way to value up PulseChain is to get a lot of big exchanges and deals on there to add value to PulseChain. I think that's what they're doing. So they're seeing the big picture. This is the fastest way to become one of the top VCs in the world is through crypto, and then principally through PulseChain. So yeah, Johnny says by the next year we can all retire. Those of us who work out in the field are going to start learn the code, free camp code, and then take free Solidity training, says Tortoise Johnny. Nice. What else we got going on there? I'm going to jump through some of those. Exillionaire says, I put a little into Pulse LN too. I couldn't help myself because of the built-in Lightning Network feature on ramp Bitcoiners. Yeah, I think that one's okay from my point of view. KD, I think it says, yeah, it sounds interesting. PLC Speaks looks interesting as a concept. It does Exillionaire. I think it's a really good concept. I just don't know whether people will actually use it. You know how you can get really good ideas, but people not. It's not that some people will use it, but that enough people use it. I'm still questionable about that, but I do like the idea. I think it's really a good, attractive idea, and it may work. It may work. Tortoise, it might be. Otherwise, it might be left like a little gaming channel. That's the thing I'm thinking of. And of course, there's only a few crypto places that have really survived well. Maybe maybe half a dozen crypto betting sites, maybe like Betfury and things like that, have done really well. But many of them just fall to the wayside. Yeah, it's might do okay. Hex Million says will fall from the sky like manna from heaven. Yep. What else? Prezoli's in the house there. Prezoli's pretty quiet today, to be honest. Todd says I'm in PLSX, Mintra, and Liquid Lines. Yeah, I think you killed it on the Mintra. I think that's probably the only one I should have gone in, Tortoise Johnny, and I didn't. So I'll probably regret that one. That's just the way we go. And Morris says it's in with the Rockets. Thanks, man. Hey, you're welcome. Hey, we're coming up on an hour and a half, so Hex Token streaming. So I have something to listen to. Sitting in Auckland traffic, says Hex Wolf. That's hilarious, man. That's hilarious. It's 2:30 a.m. here. Says Tortoise Johnny. Nice one. All right, so we're up to an hour and 30. Was that Fiat fork of Aave seems interesting. Hey, Tic Tac, that is true. That is true. We looked at Fiat fork yesterday, I think it was, and that does look interesting. Although they need to redo the user interface, it looks pretty poor. I think they need to rework the user interface, but obviously forking Aave can't be too of a bad idea on a new chain. So I do agree with that. It is kind of where the safer money goes, but of course you can put your PLS, your PLX in there and probably not have any problem with that. So cool. I forgot all about my coffee, man. It's gone cold. It's crazy. Agree, says Tic Tac. Yeah. I think we pull it up? I might pull it up again. I think I had Fiat on. Did I have that on there on the sacrifice? I think it's on this link, is it? Yeah, Fiat. Yeah, this one here. The right to do cool stuff with your RH tokens. I think this is compelling. Once again, it's $2.7 million. So other people think this is compelling too. 702 wallets there. So yeah, was it 27 million Fiat tokens? So what this would rank at number 3. Would it? Number 3. How is Power City doing? Power City 2.6. So yeah, just slightly above Power City too. So that's pretty crazy. What else we got? I don't think it's. I think these others. KOverse. What's the KOverse doing? 212. So yeah. So. What were the big ones? The big ones were Liquid Loans. Mintra did 10 million. Internet Money did 2.7. Was it 2.7? 1.6. Sorry, 1.6. I was way off that one. 1.6. And so yeah, it's bigger than that. So that's number 5 at the moment. Internet Money's number 5. Hurry Cash. What did they do? They did 227. That's relatively small. And then Pulse Shib. What did they do? Pulse Shib 100,000. Yeah. So pretty good. It's in 3rd spot. Number 3 spot for Fiat fork of Aave. So yeah, I'll have to look at this again, I think. But the user interface really needs to be redone on this. So let's have a look at that. I did do that on live stream. I did some staking or something on here with the testnet. I think I hit the demo up the top right here. And this is on PulseChain Testnet V2B. So you can do that if you want to muck around with that. So yeah, we did this with the Fiat and T-Pulse. I did a stake. I think I staked PLX, but I had too much volume and I ended up lowering the rate. Look at the deposit rate, 0.02%. No one's going to go, like this is just testnet, but no one's going to go and put their stuff in for that much. And the borrow rate there's 0.67. I put 2.5 billion in there or something, and it was just too much or something. Fiat there, obviously the native token, TPLSX, PulseX. So that's kind of the deposit and borrowing functions, staking for the fee rewards, and in your dashboard. That's pretty much it. So cool. Nice. Actually, I'll post that link if you want to get that link. You want to have a look at these sacrifices in your own time. You just go to sacrifices. You can check out all the details if you want to spend a bit more time. Post that in the chat there. Bam. Bam. All right, cool. All right, so Tortoise says, wowzers, I sacrificed for Fiat too. Sacrifice went well. Time will tell, says 6 in there. Yeah, I didn't actually look at the rate. It's actually closed. I thought it was still open because it's still on the open side here, but it doesn't have any details there. Or maybe it's at the top here. Yeah, I didn't look anyway. So cool. You can check it out on the link. But there's the Fiat one there, built on PulseChain, most secure DeFi, with a revenue sharing governance token, and so on. So yeah, we looked at this already. Never sell. That's got a good kind of proposition there. Let's get into a couple of the comments here. Hex, EHEX, PLS, PLXX for the win. Hey, Lies Beneath, you're back. You're back. Yes, I agree with that. Well said there, Lies Beneath. Tic Tac Crypto says majority was sacked in 24 hours for Fiat 2. Madness, how quickly it went. Okay, so why is it still on the open page? If it's closed, it's still on the open page. It's weird. We're going to be balling soon, says Tortoise Jr. Yeah. Digger Wolf in the house. Timber says, feel like we are close. We are close. So close we can taste it. Absolutely. Don't sack after 2.5 million. That says Tic Tac. Okay, cool. Thanks for the heads up. Fiat Sacrifice was supposed to end at 2.5 million. I'm not sure. Yeah, okay. You might want to check with that one. But once again, yeah, let's be careful out there. Someone left a comment that they sacrificed for Maximus somehow. I was like, what? They must have sent it to the direct address. So do not do anything like that. If someone says use the DAP, don't use the direct address. You'll lose your money. Be careful with stuff like that. I just thought I'd raise that. We don't like people losing their crypto around here. The only thing I want to get now is PLS. I think so. Me too, Mexican Connection. And it's still open, but just bad rate. Right. Okay. Thanks, TikTok. Tic Tac. Sorry. Thank you very much. And yeah, so be careful there. It's got the rates gone poor. All right. Cool VIP, as we said. Cool VIP. So Hex is at 17.5 cents. Nice. Let me know in the chat if you want me to keep going for 25 minutes. We'll do a price watch only session. Let me know. Just write the word go in the chat. I will have to go get myself a nice cool drink though, because my coffee is cold and I don't really drink much of it, to be honest. Let me go right in the word go, G-O, if you want to do a price watch for a little while. 25 minutes. No one's typing go, so I guess no one's getting it. We've got a lot of punching from the people. Not sure if that's not a go symbol, is it? Is that a go symbol? We've got a couple goes. Let's go. We've got the lights beneath go, nebulous go. Okay, so looks like we're getting a few goes there as well. Brazology says go. I can always count on Brazology, man. Honestly, Brazology's got to be one of the coolest dudes in town. It's like it's cooler. Remember Grease, the movie Grease with John Travolta? I think that was I think John Travolta's role in Grease was probably the best ever musical character of all time. His performance in the Grease was unbelievable. He set the standard for that thing, man. It was just unbelievable. Go says now. Go says Davis. Go Hextello. Woo says Mexican Hexen. Go. Hey, Matt's in here. Hi there all. Hey, good to see you, Matt. Woohoo! Matt's in the house. Say hi to Matt, everyone. I'm listening, says Brazology. Go, says Big Bully. Brazology says Brazology enjoys Queensland beaches, always in a good mood, says Property Review. That seems to be the case. I don't know Brazology's. I thought Brazology, you're in the United States, aren't you? And not in Queensland. I'm pretty sure that Brazology's in California, I thought. But you're in California or Florida, Brazology. I think it's California. I could be wrong, but hey. Matt's in the house, though. Matt is here. Hi, Matt, says Tortoise Johnny. I may nod out, but go. Approaching the night here, just saying, says it now. Hey, that's our foreman. You got to stay up. You got to be up with the play. Matt is in Bali, is on fire. Yeah. Go, says Matt. Hey, nice one. Go dog, go, says Matt. Nice. The Fonz and Happy Days, of course. Yeah, Fonz is very cool. I do agree Fonz is right up there, but I would probably put what's his name in the movie? John Travolta. I forgot his name. You know me with names. You guys know I'm terrible with names. I'm American, not a Brisbane. Yeah, says Brazzo. That's what I thought. I thought it was Brazology from Brisbane. No, probably review. Okay, thanks. Yeah, cool. All right, I'm just going to get myself a quick cool drink. I'll be back in a minute. Let's rock it out. We're going to leave it on the price chart. I will be back. Let me remove my... And we're back. We're back now. Woo-hoo-hoo! We're back. I magically disappeared. I think it's the first time I've ever disappeared like that. Yes, Danny was the best musical man character ever. Yeah, Danny was. Thanks, Tic Tac. Fonz was right up there. Don't get me wrong. Fonz was right up there. No, but he was not in a musical, right? It was a sitcom. Solzy is Briss is the first part of my name. Matt says hello. All appreciate your wishes. Hey, Matt, definitely with your wishes with you, man. Big heart out to you. Big heart. George Johnny in there as well. Nice. I hope you're doing better. We're all family here, bro. Yeah, absolutely. It's from It's Now. Very nice. I think you saw you on Craig's only live, waiting for the next one. Hopefully, I'll catch the actual live. Yeah, Craig's doing some good stuff there on the panel shows. Also, it goes live with It's Now and Heinz Crypto do a live show too. Pretty good. Right. Is that stuck? I think my channel's stuck on there. Let me just update that. I'm gonna post some emojis in the chat. Bam, 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 bam. I wish they could run contests on the chat on live shows. Actually, I might just move it from. I've got top chat on. I keep forgetting that. So just put on live chat. So hopefully that's a bit easier. I don't know what it really the difference is, but I think top chat does it. I don't even know what it does, to be honest. The emojis, nice. All right, so here we are. Oh, what happened? We had a green candle. What happened? It's because I walked away, right? It's because I walked away, and now we've got this. Red candle in play, but we're going to finish on a green candle. Heck, we are going to do that. We've got 18 minutes to go, so it's quite a bit of time. We're going to definitely get a green candle in there. What else we got there? Snana says, hey, Matt, open invite. You can come on anytime you like. Voice only if that is what you like. Anything you like, you can go live anytime. Okay, cool. Nice one there, Snana. And D-Money says, I'm here. Hey, D-Money is in the house. Woo-hoo-hoo. Morris is also a true friend. Known him for about 12 years. True legend in Christchurch. Be friends with him. Yeah, Morris is a really good guy. He's in our chat all the time. So good to see Morris. The D-Money is here. Hey, D-Money. All right, so let's have a look at all the prices again. We've got 1,200 on Hedron. We've got, I'm going to close a couple of these down, to be honest. Close that. We've got Maxi at 1761. So 76.1. There's a little bit of premium there on Maxi. And what else we got? We got PLSD at $3.64, holding up pretty strong there. But of course, waiting for some volume to come in here to lift that higher. Is it going to do something special? We already hit $5. Can you believe it? $5 on PLSD Pulse Dodge token. And don't forget, you can still claim that. Obviously, you have to do your investment due diligence, but Pulse Dodge coin, you can definitely still cash that. What's how many days? 87 days and 7 hours to go for the claim. And I think we said about 30.5% of people have claimed so far, something like that. And of course, how much you have to have your Hex stakes. Every Hex.com staker, that's the principal contract. So you got your Hex.com staker there. And then obviously that is held Hex staking shares on Ethereum as of the 20th of April. We'll be able to claim their free airdrop on PLSD. Obviously the Origin account's getting something. And of course the benevolent address is also getting something. It's kind of the founder's address there from the looks of it. This is all going to get minted too, I think, at the end. I think it's all going to get minted at the end. Whales, there's 14 whales, 300 PLSD for them. Sharks get 600 PLSD. Dolphins get 900. Swifty squids get 750. And then Turncoat turtles get 265. Cool crabs get 100. Shy shrimps get 25. And silent shells 12. So that's pretty much that. To be a shark, you need to have 10,000 T-shares. To be a dolphin, you need 1,000 T-shares. A swifty squid, over 100 T-shares. Tinkering turtles, 10 T-shares. Cool crab, 1 T-share. And 100 B shares for a shy shrimp. And TB shares for a silent shell, I guess is the numbers. which is a small percentage of all Hex T shares, which is 10.6 million. Whew, boy, oh boy, that took a lot to say that. But anyway, it's doing pretty well with the price, pretty well indeed. And the market cap, $12 million, $309,000 liquidity, looking pretty good there for sure. People are very happy about that. Morris is also a true friend. And let me just jump through a couple of these. The invite is open to everybody here, just saying, but Matt would love to host you. My emoji is not working, says Matt. Let's have a look at Matt's one there. Matt. Matt's on there. Not sure why your emoji is not working there, Matt. Hey, Morris is in there. Thanks, Hex Token. Looking forward to our roadie trip. You can visit SM and Superman in Auckland next year. There's Morris. Excuse me. Cheers, Morris. Bottoms up, as it were. RH, new tweet on not family friendly. Really? What's he put out now? Let me have a look. Hopefully this is close my eyes. Let's have a look. If paper straws and my haters actually, what is it? Biodegradable drinking straws contain PFASs. Most of the links you guys are sending materials version that's all right. Gosh. What else has he got in here? Let me jump through some of that. Yeah, not family friendly, that's for sure. Let's jump through some of these. What else he got there? That's his bag. That bag, $2,100 for that bag. Oh boy, I can't even get to the access to the tweet. Sorry about that, folks. This is because I don't have a login. That was about it. So nothing, not too much there. Check it out on Twitter if you want to check that out in detail. 7.3 cents on the Hex price. And Matt says, sounds good. And an NRL and All Black game. Yeah, that's true. Actually, when's the season start? The All Black season. All Blacks. Next game. Yeah, All Blacks next game, I guess. Have a look. Blobflesh says, I've been following the Pulse Abides channel. I don't know enough about them. As always, be careful of sacrifice with non-RH projects. That's right, Blobflesh. I agree with that. For sure, Matt, 100% buddy, says Morris. Nice. Let's have a look at some of the, let me actually get into the All Blacks. All Blacks got com fixtures. I guess this is what we're looking at. All Blacks coming up. First game. Really? No. Really? No. September? No, that can't be right. July. Really? Is the first game's July? Well, that'd be earlier than that. July, it says the first games. I guess that's winter, but June? Oh, June. Okay. June. Okay, some games. Series versus France in June. So the 9th of June looks like the first game against France in Eden Park. So cool. All right. Very nice. How many have we actually hit it? Did we hit it on Discord? We have 2 more people to join Discord. 300. You can be the next 2. Let us know. Good evening, family. We got everyone in there. Nice. And yeah, we're doing not too badly. Let me jump over to the Hex price here. We're chilling. We've got how many days left? Let's go back to daily on the Hex chart. We'll see it. I'll just reiterate how many days we got left as we go. Wrapping it. All right, let's get the old ruler out. Damn. Actually, I need to get my timeline up, although because I like my timeline. It's pretty cool. We got 12 days to go till the 15th. And then, of course, we've got 17 days to go. 19 days to go until the 23rd of May. So there we are. So between 12 and 19 days is probably a good chance that we could launch in that phase. I'm sure people will be pretty happy with that. Are we going to see this big green rise? Are we going to see this big, massive green candle here? Of course, the chances that we have something like that are pretty good, to be honest. We're broken out of this line here. But I do think a lot of it's going to be driven by retail. I have a feeling that a lot of it's going to be driven by retail. Let me know in the chat if you think the whales are going to drive the price or retail will drive the price. Let me know in the chat. Hexomian says, how will the slippage will work on PLS? Any idea? Well, it should be a lot of volume on the trading pair, if that's what you mean, Hexomium. That should not be too bad. Should be pretty normal, 0.5%. Not at the beginning, of course, it goes beep, beep, beep. But, once it settles down. I'm not sure when the game is, but June, July sounds about right. Yeah, June. I've got the list up here, June. June the 9th is the France game. I'm not sure about the rugby league that you're talking about. Normally in June. Yep, that's normally in June, yeah. I guess it's May now. I forgot that it's May already, Morris. That's why I forgot how far in the year we are. We're already in May. Midnight here says it's now. Woohoo! You managed to stay up. It's now. Good to have you on the channel. Here's the moderators, the foreman, as we call them, of the Team 6 moderators. 3rd of June at 9 a.m. Just saying. Yeah, 3rd of June. Oh, is it 3rd of June? I don't know what game that is. 369. Oh, you're talking about the launch of well, that's possible. PulseChain may launch in early June, but of course, we're just going off Richard Hart's latest video, right? So we might as well listen to that one more time. Let's listen to Richard Hart just one more time. But let's jump back to the 15-minute chart first, and we're going to listen to Richard Hart's update.
Since we're targeting mid-May, he would have been launching PulseChain on his birthday.
All right.
So
well,
we like May 14th, and we'll
we're close. It's basically like the final step is like staging to where you practice the things that need to happen for mainnet, and then see if you can get anything to screw up, and do that over and over again until it's going to be fine for mainnet. So we're not in staging yet, but we're getting close. Like SAC totals it's looking really good. The AMM bot now works against basically all the Uniswaps, which is nice. What else? Is that it? Yeah, so like it's DevOps, which is making the launch stuff work right. And then AMM's pretty much done. Well, I got to analyze what AMM did. So we still have to see what the outcome of the logic has done and make sure that it makes sense. So yeah, I mean, mid-May, we're targeting it.
I'm
50-50 mid-May, 75% a week later, maybe. I don't know. I think we could do it. It's really, they're unknown unknowns, so we're close. We're running out of stuff to do. We're really running out.
All right, so cool. There we are. That's it. But hey, maybe 3rd of June is the one. Maybe it's the 5th of June. I don't know, but the 5th of May sounded better, didn't it? 5th of May at 5:55. That sounded pretty good. Nicholas says a simple tweet from Richard saying that PulseChain goes live next week will simply lift Hex price to all-time high. Crazy times. Yeah, I think you might be right there, Nicholas. But I always wonder whether it will be more retail-driven than whale-driven. It'd be interesting to see. Dave says, I'm back for more. Woohoo! Woohoo! You beauty. And how about that, Dave? I gave you the full woohoo's there live stream. Yeah, very exciting. So we're up to 17.4 cents, just sort of sneaking our way up here. Now we're going to hold this nice little angle here. That's the key, and we'll see how we get on. We have broken down a few times, but that said, we were going down here. We've managed to bounce up. We have a higher, so far, we have a lower high, but we could keep moving up to a higher high. So we'll see. Need a bit of volume though. Need a bit of volume in here. Looking good, looking good. What have we got in the other ones there? So yeah, sellers are slightly, there's a fight between the buyers and sellers here. Sellers in slightly control in the 15-minute. There's only 15-minute, but nothing bigger here on the RSI on the 15-minute. For what that's worth. Cool. That yellow line is the 20-cent mark. That's where we want to attack that. We want to attack that strong and power right. We want to power over it and bounce on the other top of it when we go over the top. What we want to do. We will see. We will see. Says down. Yeah, we will see. Now they don't really. I mean, really, if the V3 liquidity looks good, if Richard's reviewed it and it makes sense to what they had planned in terms of their approach to a Vision 3 liquidity, then that's going to be good. Now, just for background, V3 liquidity, you can put liquidity on just one side of the pair, not like V2 version of Uniswap where you have to put on equal amounts on both sides of the liquidity pair for trading. So you can just do one side of the pair. You can also target a particular part of the price curve as well, rather than have it distributed across the whole curve. So it's kind of the basics there. That's what they're doing. That's why they had to take a special approach to the one side liquidity, and of course the complications there. So they would have to have made some sort of decision about that. Probably an approximation is what they did. Yeah, so good. It's positive that they've moved forward with that. Hopefully Richard's review is in line with what they expected to see. And of course that one means more DEXs, more value, bigger yield farming liquidity pools. This is pre-bridge liquidity pools. Remember, when people bridge over tokens, we're going to have bridged liquidity too. And that's when the main game is on. Main game. Woohoo! Oh, this is Chris marketing. Absolutely. Matching your airdrop. Woohoo! Free crypto. Come and get it. The AMM bot minting. Harvesting's gonna kick it all off for us. But as was it AK or Alex K that said that we may have third-party bridges that come in faster than the official bridge. Just be careful out there. That could happen a lot faster. This radio tracing in 1 to 2 days may not happen. Could happen very fast if a third-party bridge starts coming in. Man, it could be game on. That's what I mean. You've got to get your positions in. Obviously get your EST20s now that you want. Particularly if they're popular ones, they've got the best chance of getting valued up. Probably some of them may be better ratio rates, relatively speaking, from the US dollar initial cost than Hex. So yeah, the other thing, of course, have some dry powder. Potentially have a small proportion in USDC. So if Hex does pump, maybe you could sell just a little bit of it and have some USD dry powder and bridge it over. It might end up being a better impact. No one really knows. There's just a couple of options that you can do. But having some dry powder is pretty good. The first couple of months, of course, is always typically the best on the chains. I said always in there typically, but it's typically the best. Let me put it that way. Shouldn't make absolute statements like always, but typically the best at the beginning on such big chains like PulseChain and stuff like that to DCA the first couple of months and pull up your volumes amounts. That also has a self-fulfilling outcome as well. Obviously, if everyone is accumulating, then there's less tokens on the market, so it's more likely the price goes up, right? So self-fulfilling there, because if you're accumulating, then there's less out there for someone else. So if there's tens of thousands of people accumulating, there's less tokens for new people coming in, and the price goes up as demand beats supply. So yeah, looking out for that. Let's have a look at the comments there. Love your dedication, says Chris Marketing. Hey, you're welcome. Hey, I'm as passionate as you guys are about PulseChain and PulseX and Hex and everything else coming up. Or some really good third-party projects. It's going to be a ride of our lives. This is the biggest opportunity in crypto. You saw, obviously, someone pointed out the Solana issue and other issues with other chains, ghost chains and all that. This is the chance. And who wants to pay a couple of Ethereum for big NFT plays, even if they look really cool? Who wants to pay a couple of ETH and gas fees? Rose says, there is a new Star Trek, Strange New Worlds. You're going to watch it. Looks like a modern version of the 1960s version with Shatner. If it is as good as that, I just don't like any of the wokeisms that they're putting into Star Trek. But if it is a clean, just pure sci-fi story, then I'll be watching that Drizology. Yeah. Baltimore City says, how many people will get wrecked on the first major dip, patiently waiting for the excitement? That's true, Baltimore. That's the one that makes me go, but how big is the dip going to be? That's the question. Because I just have a feeling it's not going to be that big. I just think the demand side is going to be so big. So it just depends what token you're talking about. So if you're talking about Pulse, I really don't know how big that's going to be. I kind of agree with Crypto Heartbeat on the fact that there's so much demand on one side versus supply. Although that said, it just depends whether some of the people in the top wallets, give or take, maybe 70% of is held by the top wallets, whether some of them sell. So that's probably maybe some of the issue there. Chris Marketing says, I've never imagined Hex community having some of the people that that were in having some of the people that were this into. Yeah, that's true. I think there's a good proportion of the sacrifices for PulseChain were hexagons. Some of the very biggest wallets have a decent share of the top wallets, not all of them, but they have a decent share of the Hex wallets. I haven't done a full reconciliation of that, but there's a pretty decent amount of Hexkins in there. So we do know that they have a more long-term view, generally speaking. So that's certainly going to help with less supply on the market. But all you need is some of those big sharks or dolphins that are not part of the traditional Hex community that accumulated a lot of sacrifice that went in. Saw how well Hex did, could understand the logic of the first system state copy of Ethereum, and put the two together and realize that they should go in big on the sacrifice. So they're probably the ones that we have to look at in terms of big sellers. So those top 1,000 wallets kind of thing. Some of them in there, obviously not Hexkins or anything like that. So we'll see what they do. But still, I think ultimately the strong staking culture, deferred gratification culture, and of course, if you want the big X's, you have to pay the price and time, right? Time in the market. I think it looks good, says Brazology. Oh, cool. That's cool. I'm going to check it out. I'll definitely check it out. I have heard of it, but I haven't done much looking at it at that. Suitman, it's awesome. Hit the like and subscribe, share, and join. Yeah, definitely smash that like button. We're 83 likes. Let's see if we can get to 100 likes. Smash that like. Let's do that moment. Beep, 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 beep. Smash the like. Beep, 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 beep. Let's do it. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Property Review said Richard Hart should have worn his Gucci jacket with all the pockets when he chatted with those ladies and brought out his Gucci airplane bag. That would have been cool. Property Review. I must agree with you on that. Agree. I couldn't watch Discovery. Yeah. If it's got wokeism, is it? I can't watch it. Cannot watch it. They ruin the characters. I love diverse, rich characters, but you've got to fit it within the story, right? You got to have the story. I hate it when they do it the other way around. It's just not natural. Just is weird and weird indeed. Dinglewolf says, my life is awesome, is asking us to say who we want to see chat with. I said Hex Token. A nice one, Dinglewolf. Appreciate that. Yeah, I see that he's back. He's had a break, obviously, after his mother passing. And of course, it's good to see him back. He's got so much energy, that guy. Really is cool guy. Prezozzi's got hand. Nice. What else? Yeah, thank you. Stay woke, go broke. That's true, Tex. Would be nice to retest the 12-cent level before liftoff just to stay healthy, says everyone. No way, Erwin. Come on, get out. Get out. No. We've had enough down at the 10, 12-cent mark, man. It's time to go up and to the right. Boom. So we're looking up and to the right there. I can see it's gone. Woke equals broke. Woo-hoo-hoo. He says, no, that's true. I voted for Hex Token to chat with my life of awesome on Twitter. Hey, thanks, Brazil. I appreciate that. Appreciate it, you guys. I appreciate the support and the love. Diamonds, love. Instagram diamonds. I always bring up Instagram. Why is that? I don't know. That's like crazy. What Brazil says, what the Erwin? Yeah, Erwin, come on. Get out. I'm just kidding. All right, cool. All right, so 17.4 cents. We haven't had we've got a green candle there. We're holding a green candle, but it's not really a higher one, unfortunately, but it is green at the moment. So cool. Let us get out. So we covered PulseX. If you want to see that in the first half of the live stream, we covered all that. We got the Hex price there at 17.4 cents. Hedge on at 1200. Maxi at 17.5. That's closer to Hex now. The new dashboard looks cool. So definitely, if you have got Maxi, check it out because look at it. Looks you got all personalized details now. That's cool. The only thing I'd like to see is a chart over time, obviously between these two prices here, the treasury price and the market price. That'd be cool. PLSD looking pretty good, $3.64. So nice. And I think that was probably it on highlights. We're going to jump out of all these. We'll see what that stake does. 3 Arrows stake does when it comes out. And man, I just can't believe the timing of it coming out before PulseChain. That's going to be interesting. What will they do with that? Will they split that up and stake it out multiple years? Or are they going to do something else with that? They're going to ratio trade for Pulse. So they're obviously going to get a copy on the chain. If it's liquid, they can do that. So I imagine they might just keep that liquid. Man, that would be some interesting stuff right there with the ratio between Hex and Pulse. So I'm expecting maybe something like 35. Let's see what happens there. It really just depends on the relative the absolute values as well. Let's see what happens there. But man, I love this stuff from Racker, man. This guy's rocking it. I love those insights from him. That is absolutely epic. 30.4 cents. The worst thing I hate about the Hex price is that after I finish the live stream and it starts going up, I always feel like going back on the live stream. That's terrible. It's a terrible thing. It's terrible, honestly. I always want to get back on there. Guy says I'm ready for $10 Hex. Yeah, I think this is the last year for $1 Hex, honestly. And who knows how high it could get up to. Really is pretty amazing. Nana says my life is awesome. Needs to be here. He has family. Yeah, that's true. And he doesn't have to be alone. You don't have to be alone out there. My life is awesome. Yeah, come on, Lit. Yeah, he's so cool. A very, very cool dude. Was it PulseChain? Ping! PulseX, ping! I love that, man. It's so catchy. I like stuff like that. It's so catchy. Obviously, a lot of other people do too, because he's got a lot of followers for sure. Did he have I can't remember. Has he got a mustache, or did he shave his mustache off? I can't remember. I'll have to go have a look at his last video. I think he's got a video coming out soon, right? So that'd be cool. Ninja Top 6 says, hey family, good to see you. I hate leg day. I hate leg day. Weird seeing my Discord comments on here says it's now. Oh really? How does that work? I don't know how that works. How can that be? How can that be so true? Hey, we're up to 298 on Discord. We need 2 more for 300. Come on, we can do it. We can do it. We're going to keep building this channel up and make it the greatest possible social Discord on the planet. Obviously, we may even have meta drops. No, that's for NFTs, meta drops. But we'll have some cool stuff coming once we keep building it up to a certain size. That's pretty much how we roll. All right, so we're on 2 hours and 7 minutes. I don't know. What should we do? What should we do? The price is slowly creeping. I see little green candles just festering here. Festering. So there we go. Let me know. If you want to go for another 20 minutes, hit the go button on the thing. Hit go if you're up for another 20. I know it's now. It's going to probably turn in now because it's midnight. Right, go if we're going to go for another 25 minutes or 23 minutes. Let us know. What else we got? Now says, I'm great. I'm staked, hoping all is well. Yeah. And Japon says, driving. Woohoo! Hey, Japon, I hope you got me on a big screen on the car. Maybe like those Tesla cars on the front. And you got the big screen there. And then, of course, you drive. Maybe the autopilot. If you're on a Tesla, you can autopilot. If you pay the extra $10,000, you can autopilot. We got the rockets there from Japon. Nice. Feeling good, actually. Just leg day at the gym. Your legs are wrecked, but feels great, says Ninja. That's funny, man. Go, says it's now. And that's coming from a guy where it's past midnight, and he's going, go. So it just shows you we are pumped here on PulseChain. Welcome to PulseChain. Pow. Yeah, so cool. All right, shouldn't get too carried away. What else can we go and look at the moment that's cool? What's cool at work at the moment? Let's go have a look at Liquid Lines and see if Liquid Lines got anything. Bam, Liquid Lines, and we'll go to Twitter. I always go through this way to get to Twitter from Liquid Lines. Always do this. I always go down to connect on Liquid Lines. This is probably the biggest third-party DApp on PulseChain, right, that we know of, obviously with the biggest sacrifice, but we're waiting to see what the cool videos. So 5 hours you've got this. What's this one? Ask Jesse. Enjoy a decentralized loan service on PulseChain. AMA with Jesse here on this one. I'm not sure who's hosting that one. AMA 9 hours ago. Blockchain trends, really. Just Ask Jesse, Liquid Loans, hosted by Briggs Service. That'd probably be worth watching, so you guys should definitely watch that. Jesse the pit boss. Sometimes he drops in here, sometimes he does. Imagine the planet finding out they can buy a house with zero interest, never having to pay it back. I tell everybody I like Liquid Loans. People want it that simple. So cool. All right, so nice. Definitely check that out. I'm going to check that out. I'll probably watch that tonight. Put it up on the big screen. Boop, boop, boop. Have Jesse the pit boss. I want to enlist you. And of course, Liquid Loans. Boom. All right, cool. So anyway, a more serious note. We are expecting a testnet from from Liquid Loans when they're ready. They said when they're ready. And of course, with that, we are probably going to get the sacrifices. Jesse hinted at too. So that will include referral bonuses. So should have the total amount there. They want to get that right. I did understand that they did have some people trying to exploit certain aspects. So hopefully they've tidied that up and it's going to be good. So nice. What else we got going? Besides this lol. And Keep going. I'm so pumped for mainnet. I can't sleep since Hex selling there. Oh, it looks like we're going to keep going for another 20 minutes. Yes. Was it Matt from Liquid Lines? Yes. Liquid. I can't remember. He's got some good one-liners. That's for sure. Good old Matt. He's doing a great job on Liquid Lines YouTube. Pow, pow, pow. Pew, pew, pew. Yeah, Sick Man, bring it. Yeah, we're on it. We're on it. We're going for another 20 minutes. We have got time extension. What's those arcade games? You know, those arcade games when you keep go, if you go fast enough, you can reach the milestone. They give you extra time. Bing, 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 bing. That's kind of like that. Yeah, we've got more time there. I think the longer the live stream goes, though, the crazier I'll probably get. That's the only offset there. So yeah, bonus round. Brazil says 20 more minutes. Yeah, bonus round. Bonus round. 20 more minutes. 20 more minutes. Bonus round. 20 more minutes. 20 more minutes. Yeah. Morris told me that he heard on an old live that PulseX won't have staking straight away. Really, that's true, Matt. This third-party staking, from the looks of it, but the incentive token may be there too. So we may have staking early. That Richard might surprise to the upside on that. I wouldn't be surprised, but that was what the devs had said in the chat, private chat apparently. So I'm regurgitating this to you, third-party sources, but that was the case that they were. That there won't be staking tokens in real live, but we might get surprised with the incentive token. I don't know if it's going to be straight away, but the incentive token might be allocated. A certain amount of it might get allocated to one-side staking. We'll see. Bonus round, 20 more minutes. I wish I'd sack more for Liquid Lines. Can't wait to sack something now. Me too. I'm super excited about the project. I don't know why. I'm excited like I am. I think it's the big 30-party debt. Leverage lending is a no-brainer, right? So that's kind of cool too. Yeah, and they're building up a nice YouTube channel there, so strong following. What else have they got? Stable coins. They're trying to make deals with obviously USD ALGO could be one of the best, if not possibly even the best stable coin on there. We've also got they're dealing with exchanges, trying to get that working. They've got a few Gnosis safe. They're going to make open access to people with their solution that they made. They've got other stuff that they're doing up to. Apparently they're also going to be close to giving some announcements soon. So we're getting actually pretty close to hearing from them with some official announcements. Hopefully they'll be pretty awesome too. So we could get a nice little flurry of news from Liquid Lines since they've been so quiet since the sacrifice. When I say quiet, not about being on YouTube and doing videos and interviews, but quiet about all the the cool stuff that's coming since sacrifice, including sacrifice itself. So I think it's going to be cool. Let's get crazy. Tribute to Prince. Yeah, man, Prince was amazing at concert, that's for sure. I never went to his concert. I went to 2 Michael Jackson concerts, but I never went to Prince concert. I'm sure that would have been pretty cool. Francis got the diamonds. Hey, Francis. I can do anything with my Liquid Line sacrifice for at least a year after launch. Oh no, Ninja. Yeah, you got the big multiplier, but you have to wait. So yeah, that's true. Now, what was it 0.6%? I think it was 6%. Was that times 12? Is it? So yeah, 72% extra loan tokens. Yeah. So obviously, what did we say? It was about 20%, maybe 25% of the tokens are instant, so people will be able to put them straight into the platform. Yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit in, and then, actually, you can't do a little bit. Actually, you can. You have to do quite a lot. I keep forgetting that. Silly person. About $20,000, I think you had to do to 2,000 leverage. Yeah. Gotta not forget that again. That was a faux pas, as it were. Matt Barley says, okay, thank you. Any idea when it will start? 4 to 8 weeks after PulseChain launches. So if we get a launch in late May of PulseChain, then you're talking about early July, late July. So yeah, they need a couple of things once it launches. They need to have price feeds from PulseChain, and those price feeds need to be reliable. They need backup price feeds. So I guess some sort of oracles or things like that. They need to have that so that the contract will never fall over in terms of price redundancy. If there's price issues, then the contract falls over. That would be a disaster. So they need to have that a long life on that. A bit like how liquidity runs on Ethereum. The other thing, of course, they also need to do amended audits for the changes that they've made to the underlying fork code. So they need to do that too. So those are 2 big things that they need to do. And the pricing's not a trivial thing. I don't think it's really trivial. I think it's kind of pretty important, pretty fundamental. Francis says, hi, good to see Francis. And Tic Tac says, John Stevens' last live stream had to drive a few hours for it, but super worth it, says Tic Tac Crypto. Okay, cool. Live last night. Okay, cool. John Stevens. Yeah, I haven't actually seen much of him, but that sounds pretty fun there, Tic Tac. New passport photo, says Finn Bear. Look at that. Trying to see there. Vision of Nels in house, always clean, digestible content. Hex Token. Yeah, I try to keep it a family show, and keep things in that zone, because there's plenty of entertainment shows. There's plenty of late night entertainment shows for those who like that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's kind of cool. I drop into some of those sometimes just to see. I don't stay too long, but I do drop into them. And see what's going on, because I like a bit of fun and a bit of excitement. But sometimes when they get too crazy, I exit left or something, exit right, like that. Look, Matt says, "Lol, I've been rocked like nothing before." That's true, Matt. That's true. That is true. You got family here, Matt. So definitely get into Discord if you need to chat or anything like that. Just definitely get in there. We got everybody in here who is in like chat right now, says now and me. Yeah. Find the right Superman there. That's right. We got laugh on that. Oh, that was so funny, that episode, man. It was funny. And Visional's in there too. Nice. Hey, we've got 2 more spots, folks, to reach 300. 2 more spots. The link to Discord's in the video description. Hey, we need 10 more likes. 10 more likes to that 100. So smash the like button. Beep, beep, beep. Smash the like. It's easy to do. It's free. And of course, you can help us get the 100 likes on the video as well. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. We're doing 2 live streams a day. And of course, trying to hit up to 5,000 subscribers. That would be pretty cool. So get into that one. Hex price at the moment is, I don't know. I think it's going to make a go. 70.4. We've been pretty patient with it at the moment during the live stream. We've just sort of been stuck in this area here at the moment. So we're patient. We've got our nice support line. That's looking not too bad. Let me just have to change the price for it every time I have to do that. So we scroll that down. Oh, about there. Where's the 20 cent? There's the 20 cents. So we want to get that 20 cents up there. Might scrunch that down a bit there. So we want to get. Oh, what happened? What did I do? There it is there. Oh man, I thought I'd lost it there for a second. So we want to get to that 20 cent. That's a yellow line. That's the one we want to crack. We want to have a go at that. I really hope that I think that it's a good chance we're going to try and have another dig at that. I just don't know how far we're going to drift. We're going to break this down and then go up. But our time is ticking. 12 days until mid-May, and we've got a 50-50 chance, Richard said on the last live stream, and 19 days till a week later, which is a 75% chance. So that gives a lot of room for later. So people calling 3rd of June, having a 25% chance on the other side. Vidinal says, yeah, no judgment on those others, but it's good to have variety and options when the kids are up. That's true, Vidinal. And Matt says, much love. Thank you, Matt. Hey, welcome, Matt. And it's great to see you in the Discord, having a few chats too. Shame we can't have a few light buds as well, and a few bintang beers, Matt. That's for sure. We could go down to the local. You must have some pretty cool beach bars, or what do you call it, beach cafes down there. That'd be pretty cool. Having a few bintang beers down there. You guys are too nice, Matt. Hey, you're welcome. Morris New Zealand says thanks. You're welcome too. So Matt and Morris know each other, so that's pretty cool. Good to see both of them in the chat there. Brazolji says, I did another collab with Brandon, the Rag to Riches earlier today. Oh man, you're lucky, Brazolji. Oh, that's cool. He's one cool dude, man. Rag to Riches. He's one of my favorite personalities out there amongst all the 100 content creators. Rag to Riches is right up there. He's a cool dude. Yeah, the All Blacks first game looks like it's the 9th of June based on this registry. I'm on the allblacks.com site. So yeah, I don't even know who's in the team these days. Don't they have to have the trials? Have the trials been on for the All Blacks? I'm not sure. Morris, do you know? I'm not sure if the trials have been on there. Maybe Matt knows. I don't even know who's in the team these days. I'm just trying to see if I recognize any of these guys because I haven't watched rugby for ages. Bowden Barrett, I know him. Who else is in there? Bowden Barrett, that's the only one I recognize in the team so far. Oh my goodness, I hardly know anybody. Oh my gosh, I only know Bowden Barrett so far, and I'm almost through the whole team. That's it. All I knew was one member of the whole team was Bowden Barrett. That's the only rugby player I knew in the All Blacks. That's how much turnover has happened since I was watching the All Blacks. That's crazy. That is crazy. Virginal says, Brazil, is that an impairment loss and a few other things? Brazil says, yes, sir, the liquidity providing. The video doesn't seem to be up on his channel, though. Okay. Is that something that Rag Richards did on? I thought he did one on liquidity providing. I was going to watch it. It was on one of my maybe lists there. Visitor says, yeah, Brazil, I had that, mate. Well done. Thank you. No, I'm not supposed to read the chat verses there, but I sometimes do when there's not other stuff there. I might be doing that with him once or twice a week from now on. Hey, nice one, Brazil. Woo-hoo-hoo! Josie is on. Very cool. Brazil, you might be up for next year's Hexpo Awards. You might get up there. You might win one. Next year's Hexpo Awards. Let's look here. Lol, says Brazilji, love. I accept this reward, says Brazilji, on behalf of the community. I'm trying to say something funny. I can't think of anything. Oh, damn it. All right. It's hard to say something about Brazilji when he's so cool. It's like, man, how am I say something and then it's like, oh, anything I say is like mean, and that's not cool. So it's just like, that doesn't work. X647 says chat crypto on Treasure Wallet gets copied too, right? Well, it's not actually in the wallet; it's on the blockchain. So all the crypto is on the blockchain. Japon says thanks, man. You're welcome. Emojis in the house there. I like those emojis, man. Hey, oh, did you see the emoji? Yeah. So we've got the PLSD emoji. Did you guys see that? I put the PLSD emoji. I can't remember who asked me. Was it you, Japon? We got the PLSD emoji in the house. That's there too. Boom, look at that. Boom. So I added that today. You're the first. I don't know if anyone else posted it before you, Japon. I don't remember. Well, maybe people did. I didn't notice. Maybe they did. I think that's the first one I've noticed though. No, I think you're the first one to post it that I can see, at least on my history. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, we got the PLSD emoji. Someone asked for it. We got it. That's how we roll on this channel. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. And the crowd goes wild. Yeah. Hex 647. If it's on chains, it gets copied. Yep. Hex Token is got the emojis, and it's now says, nodding out, Superman. Great times in the streams. Thanks, bro. Catch you tomorrow. Catch all the rest of you on Discord. Absolutely. Join Discord, folks. Smash out those likes. We need 5 more likes to hit 100. Good night. It's now. Appreciate all you do, and we'll see you tomorrow. But very cool. And Matt says just a hello for me. And we're going to put a little hello there. Hello. Can you have that on that one? That doesn't work. Hello. Yeah, we'll put the emoji there. How about that? Cool. There we are. And we're 298. So let's see how we get on. Now, Hex price 17.4 cents. Hedron at 12.23. Maxi at 17.5. And of course, PLSD. Little green candle coming in play there on the hourly chart. Let's actually move that to 15 minutes. Hourly chart there on 15-minute chart. So cool. And I think that's kind of the highlights there. Boom. I might watch this video here on liquid loans here from Jesse. Might have some good little pearls in there. Have a good one. It's down now. Absolutely. Smash out that. Very cool. Hey, we're coming up. 5 minutes left to see. We need 3 more likes. Smash the likes. Bam, 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 bam. It's free to do. Helps with the algorithms. as we say. No one knows. Does anyone actually know how the YouTube algorithm works? Because I watch lots of videos and no one really knows. I have seen stuff where they got some strategies and they probably do work. Yeah, crazy stuff. I saw some guy blew up his channel. I think he got like 3 million subscribers within a few months, and he did it by just pasting tweets and putting little music to the tweets and little storylines, and apparently millions of people liked that and they watched it. So who knows how the algorithm works. But apparently if you put some tweets on there with a little narrative and you go beep, 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 put little music, bouncing ball music on it, that people can make millions on that. So it's crazy stuff out there. Kind of a bit like the luck of the draw, isn't it? Luck of the draw. All right, let's come back in. Hex at 17.4 cents. We're rocking it with the community. Matt says, Maria didn't drink, so I only drank a few at sunset sometimes or over the in or out. Not sure about trails, sorry. But good old B Barrett, the best. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it probably is the best there. Isn't that terrible? Because I'll tell you what, Matt, the people I remember are so, there's so many generations ago. I mean, for me, I was following Jeff Wilson and people like that, Matt. You'd know that. That's the era of people that I remember the team. So you can see how much turnover has happened since then. But I don't know if they're the members. I don't know if they're as skilled as some of those guys. Some of those guys were freaks of nature. Christian Cullen and Jonah Loma and people like that. They were just like over the top skilled. So I'm not sure how good the guys are today compared to those guys. Just because time goes on and they have better training doesn't mean that they're better natural athletes. But let me know what your thoughts on that are. Joe says, how do stable coins stay at $1 on Dexes? How come they don't raise in price or go way down? Well, because they're backed by that backing asset, and of course there's arbitrage that keeps the stables in line. Pretty much how that works. What is better? What is better, Treasure or Ledger? I'm trying to decide, says Blobfish King. Well, I would probably go for the Ledger, but let us know. Ledger is probably the one I would choose there. And there's lots of good videos on Ledger too. Toxic the Hedgehog got you over 100. Woohoo! A nice one there. Appreciate that. See, Toxic Hedgehog can play well sometimes, that's for sure. Vision Bull says there are some basics. Clear faces, clear large, bold text makes it easier for computer vision. Basically faces to decide on who they want to see it. The topic on TOS and engagement gaming is endless. Yeah, that's some good comments there, Visional. And how do you feel about Terra USD copies? They should do all right. I'm thinking older generation, but that's a specialty topic. What you're talking about there. Obviously they're doing the US dollar buys. I do follow their wallet. But we will see. It's probably more likely to hold their value, that particular token. On the copy on PulseChain. Let me just have a look at their wallet. I think Jesse the Pitbox is probably the best on stable coins. Out there. Look right there. Trying to find the Luna wallet here. Oh, here it is. Let's see what they've done. So the BTC buying that they're doing for Luna is indirectly supporting the Luna USDT. Look here. Yeah, I haven't done a buy for ages on Luna. Luna's still sitting on the same. They got 42,530 Bitcoin. So they were going to do $10 billion. And they're still sitting at 1.6. So I'm not sure what's happening with their buying strategy there. Treasure is better open source as it's now. There we are. Now it's now does quite a bit around that, so good advice from him. Okay, it's going to bed. Yeah, night, buddy. Good to see you. It's now. Night. Absolutely, says Matt. XGC says, am I getting tunnel vision, or are more people tweeting about Rich Hart projects? Probably more. As time goes on, there's such a delay with the mainnet that more and more people talk about it. That's pretty much how it goes. All right, everybody, I'm going to finish up. It's now 2.5 hours. We have rocked this live stream. Now, obviously, today I focused on two things because it's been a bit of a gap since we talked about it. We did the PulseChain bridge and the PulseX exchange. So those are two good videos to watch the beginning of. I'll put the timestamps in after they've uploaded a bit, and that's going to be pretty good for that. So definitely check that out. And the other thing, of course, I'll catch you guys tomorrow with 2 more live streams. We're going to be looking at ERC 20s tomorrow. So hopefully that'll be a bit of fun too. So cool. We're going to read a couple of my comments here. Hodl generation, probably waiting for PDC to drop more. But Tara, I agree with you. The hodl generation, I agree with that. Good value show today. Says probably view. Appreciate that. Big shout out. Much love. Great to see Matt in the chat there. And very thanks to everybody there for sure. Yeah, loving it. So I hope you guys have a good time. Catch you guys tomorrow. It's hard to close the stream window. Says that's a laugh, man. 4,180 subs. Good to see. Says probably appreciate that. And we hit 100 likes, which is cool. All right, catch you guys tomorrow. Take care and watch this price, man. Let's see what it does overnight for sure. Thanks, Hex Token Socials. Appreciate that, man. Have a good one, team. Absolutely. And it's down now. I've got the emojis. If you're a Hex Token channel, remember, smash out those emojis. And let's go back up here. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm going to change that to, I don't know if this actually affects things. Okay, I'll leave that as it is. All right, let me post this out. Bam. There's the emojis in the house. And we've got the USD, was it? We got PLSD one there too. All right, the final wrap up, 17.3 cents for Hex, 12.23 for Hedron, and 17.53 for Maximus, $3.67 for Pulse Dodge coin, looking pretty good. Is it going to try and make another price rise over the next 24 hours? That's the question. Let's see where the volume comes in. It's going to be fun to see. Cool, and emojis. Dingle Wolf says, love to all. Hey, nice one there, Dingle Wolf. Morris is out with the emojis too. Superman rocks. Woo-hoo-hoo. Hey, sleep well, everybody. Take care. I'll see you on the other side. Bye for now.